Come on, man. What are you doing?
Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Berrien, aka B Twice. And when I go podcasting, I make sure to rock with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but they really don't know shit. Twice. Hey, young world, what's good? It's your boy Bernard Berrien, aka B Twice. And when I go podcasting, I make sure to rock with the Chicago Clubhouse podcast, where they think they know everything, but they really don't know shit. Twice.
Ball empty here. Dalton protected well, fires, tipped, and it's going to be picked off in the end zone. David Long Jr. comes down with it. Rolling left, after the fake. He's going to air it out. Deep downfield, has a man open, and it's caught at the 15-yard line by Van Jefferson. And he gets up and rumbles to the end zone. Dalton under pressure. Ball comes out. Is it a fumble or not? It won't matter really because it's fourth down.
Tack it just a little bit more.
7 for his first 8. In the pocket, fires, caught, and breaking a tackle. Henderson.
They're fighting hard and trying to keep his team in the game.
3rd and 1, gives it to Montgomery, and Montgomery is in for the touchdown.
Stafford does so well.
No huddle here. Stafford, he's going to air it out. Deep downfield, wide open. A flag is down. That's Cooper Kupp. There's a flag down to the 35-yard line. The Bears already in the game, but the play clock was right down to 0. Here goes Fields. Can he get in? Yes, he can.
A lot of stuff has to happen when you show that kind of pressure.
Play action. Wide open. Higbee, the tight end. 3rd down and 1. They go no huddle here. And that pass is caught, and that's Kupp. Cooper Kupp spinning. Dalton, look out. Donald can't get him down, but he said they run the play, and they do. And Dalton's going to throw, and that's going to be knocked. Like I said, maybe at the top, a match made in heaven. We're going to find out. Here's Cooper Kupp. And Kupp still on his feet. Breaking tackle. Kupp in motion. Looks toward Kupp. Comes back the other way, and that is caught for the touchdown. Flag down for the... And Dalton on the 4th down, and finally.
Big mistakes in this game. The 2 big plays they allowed, they didn't have to allow. They could have just touched him down on the back end.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, but it wasn't atrocious. Welcome to the podcast where we think we know everything, but we don't know shit. I'm back from LA, y'all. And, man, I got a lot to unpack about this game. First, let me crack my beer. So this is new, Morris. This is a honey malt IPA. Pretty good too. AB, I'll make sure you get some, man. JB, you too. Y'all go get some. But speaking of AB and JB, let me bring them in, man. That's my all-star team. So let me bring them in. First, my man JB, who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s. JB! AB is gone, so I guess maybe I have to bring him in myself. JB! I did it again. What's up, man?
What up, T?
How you feel, homie?
Man, been holding on, man. Just, trying to get my head wrapped around what I actually saw Sunday night. And I don't know if I'm too high up or too high down. I'm kind of, yeah.
Give me one word. One word. What do you think about the game?
Confusion.
That is a really good word. Confusion.
Confusion.
Yeah. Well, man, we got a real special guest tonight, man.
Hell yeah, we do.
one of the unsung heroes of the Bears. One of my favorite linebackers.
Absolutely.
He was cold. People kind of slept because, they're looking at this All-American Urlacher. Not to take anything away from him because Urlacher, he was dope.
Well, I'm going to say this respectfully. Before there was a Lance Briggs, he paved the way.
There it is. So let's bring in my man, Warrick Holdman.
How y'all doing, man?
No! What's up with you?
What's up, man? I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
Yes, sir, man.
All right, man. How's retired life?
It's a lot. It's pain free. It's no more bumps and bruises, but it's pretty good. It's not as exciting as playing on Sundays, but I can't complain. Health wise, I'm good, so I'm blessed.
That's all good,
that's
man.
way to escape all that. Like some of our brothers, rest in peace.
Right.
That's good that you're still here, man. So let's. Man, I'm excited, Warrick. I'm about to, you know what I'm saying? Like, look, all 32 showing. But I just want to dive right in, man.
Okay.
Tell some of our fans out there, because we shared a little something backstage. You were part of one of the best linebacking corps we've ever seen in a Bears uniform, man. Just shed a little bit of light on those who don't really know what I'm talking about. Because, man, we had so many high aspirations, man. Y'all gave us a lot of enjoyment. Y'all gave us a lot of hope, man. Real deal. And I thank y'all.
Well, I was drafted to the Bears in '99 with another fellow linebacker, Roosevelt Colvin. We had another guy, Kyrie Samuels. He was like a later draft, but then he got released a couple years later. But really just me and Rosie was there first. And me and Rosie, basically, we came into the locker room and a linebacker room, and the first thing we saw was the pictures of Otis Wilson, Singletary, Wilbur Marshall, Buckets. You looking up there and you looking at all these great linebackers. These guys, like, I remember the 85 Bears. You looking at them guys, and it's kind of like you could feel like the legacy, like especially with linebackers, like defense in Chicago. Like it's just a standard of defense that once you come to Chicago, you got to play because you got to live up to those guys. We came, we was learning, getting adjusted to the NFL. Next year they draft Urlacher. We see this kid. I never forget me and Roosevelt Colvin. We looking at Urlacher. He like 6'3", 6'4", but he like real thin. He real tall and slim. And they say he plays safety. So we like, man, come on. Y'all didn't even got a safety to play line. Like, he a safety. Like, no disrespect to safeties, but we play in the trenches. Like, right. Safety. Like, we like, oh, hey, whatever. He come the first year and first training camp practice and mini camps, they throw him at Mike Backer. He kind of adjusting. So we like, yeah, okay. We already know what this finna be. He about to be a bust. Like, man, he can't play. Once he started learning the system, and he started playing that middle and started picking those balls. Me and Rosie, I remember we just looked at each other, and I remember the first game we looked at each other, and he like making all these tackles. We like, yeah, so
So
we gonna have to bring it. Like this is like we gonna have to bring it. Then that's when we start calling him like white chocolate. Like,
right.
Come on, or like a southern too. Like you got some black in your family somewhere. We ain't never seen a white guy run that fast. Like, but we all became brothers, and from then on, we really just played hard, just competing against each other. We just pushed each other. Like nobody wanted to be at the bottom of the tackle list when we look at the stats. Everybody wanted to have a big play when we looked at the film. When you watch film, if you didn't have like a highlight film, a big tackle, a big stop, like you getting talked about. So it was just like a brotherhood, and it just grew from there.
So if I'm not mistaken, though, the first training camp, maybe even the first game or so, like you said, y'all moved around a little bit because wasn't a guy by the name of Barry Mentor technically y'all starting Mike linebacker?
Yeah,
you and Rosie was flip-flop, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like Barry was was the one teaching us the ropes. Me and Rosie. Barry was kind of Barry Mentor, great guy, coach here. Where I live, he probably coached a couple miles away at a school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Barry's like still in Texas, so he was teaching us the rope. Next year, Earl could come. Me and Rosie, we just new to the game. Like we don't know like how it worked. Like the NFL, we used to be in college 4 to 5 years with the same guys. You know, you know how college works. Right. But in the pros, once they drafted Urlacher, Barry Mentor was telling us like, yeah, so the writing's on the wall, but he gonna have to beat me out. So we kind of like, oh, I don't know what you kind of talking about. He like, I understand they drafted a linebacker in the first round, high pick. That means like my day is probably numbered. But Barry Mentor held him off all training camp, played good. You know, Barry Mentor, a good player. I think we was playing Minnesota Vikings. And Barry like did a tackle and tweaked his back.
I remember he got hurt.
He got hurt his back. Lack came in, and Barry never played again. But that's what I say in training camp. We was like, man, Barry, like you could be Urlacher. Like he don't even know where he be going half the time. He be running the wrong way. But when he got that game, that Minnesota game, and got that first real game experience, and we was watching, that's what I say. We was like, wait a minute, like yeah. And the rest is history. Like no disrespect to Barry, but you know that's just how the game worked. Which, like I was just gonna say, same thing happened to me. I was there. They drafted Lance Briggs. Mm-hmm. He came. I saw him play a couple times. Like, yeah, so how this work? I remember this. How this worked? And no, just like props to Lance Briggs. He was a baller. Like I would never take. Like I love him to death. He's a great player. And I was always like, I'm more of a guy like either you get it done or you don't. Mm-hmm. Lance was balling. At that time, I was making some good money. And I had got injured, and Lance came on and showed he could play. I already knew what was going to happen. So, and I never held it it never was personal. It was just like either you get it done or you don't. And this is a business, and if you got to approach it like a business. So once a guy come, he was younger, he was hungrier, and he was playing. Like Lance played his butt off in Chicago. So I always give him props on that. So it is what it is. I moved on, just like all the guys before me and the guys after me. Same thing.
Right. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, that's how I go.
Football thing. But I have to go back again to that 2001 season, man. In my opinion, you all had multiple Pro Bowlers that year. I mean, we know Mike Brown made it.
Right.
You 100+ tackles, TFL's pick. Lack, I think, had like $1.50. I know about $1.20 in tackling, right. Something like that. Like, man, y'all was killing it, crushing it.
Rosie was getting sacks because he would come on third down and put his hand down and get sacks. But the thing was, you gotta remember, during that time, to make the Pro Bowl, we was in the NFC. They still had Derrick Brooks. Mm-hmm. You had Derrick Brooks, you had Keith Brookins. These like big name guys. You had Sean Barber in Dallas. Mm-hmm. Like at that time, like it was like you had to build your name. Like that year when we all thought we should have made the Pro Bowl, or at least be an alternate. That was like that year where you should have made it, but they be like, you ain't gonna make you still young. The next couple of years, if you do it again, we'll put you in there. But by then, you know, the salary cap and all the money started where we split up. But right. I mean, I was happy I made like second team or third team All Pro one year, and I was just was in the record books for a while. And I'm like I said, I'm just a guy who I just want to do my job. As long as I could, my coaches, my players, I could look them in the eye and they respect me for what I'm doing on the field. Then all the other accolades, I don't really care about the jury. I just care about wins and having my teammates and my coaches respect. That's pretty much how I play and how I live my life.
That's a great philosophy to live by. And we love, as you know, we love defense in Chicago. Like that's,
yeah.
Defense is my thing.
Just defense.
Yeah. Defense is the thing in Chicago.
That's why when I got drafted to Chicago, that's the one thing I did like that. I came from a school, A&M, Texas A&M, where we had the wrecking crew and everything was about defense. And I went to my first professional team that I get drafted to. It's all about linebackers and defense. And they have, like I say, once you walk in Hallis Hall and you look at them pictures and you see all these great players, especially on defense, it's something you gotta live up to. It's kind of like you see what you got, the standard you gotta live up to if you want to get on the wall. If you want to be remembered in Chicago, like the standard was like the 85 Bears. Right. You gotta live up to that defense if you want to still be known in Chicago, and that's like what we strive to do during that time.
Yeah, y'all did it. I mean, come on.
No, it was a good time. Good time.
So, Warrick, what are you doing now? What are you doing these days?
Well, first enjoying my retirement. I'm really enjoying my retirement. But I was coaching and training in CrossFit, like trying to stay healthy and working at a gym and coaching people. And then the whole like pandemic kind of started and it kind of shut down like a lot of that interaction. Mm-hmm. They shut a lot of gyms down. Before that, I was coaching, like doing internship, coaching college football, like at different places. But then, like, my daughter is a senior this year in high school, so I just wanted to, like, make sure, like, I spent all that time, like, 9 years. I was in the league 9 years playing. I just wanted to spend, like, make sure I was with my daughter, like, watch my daughter grow up. Because once I stopped playing football, I got into coaching, and that was in, like, Maryland and Pennsylvania, and I was away from my daughter. So after that, I was like, man, I don't want to, like, turn around, and I ain't spent all my life playing football and coaching, and I look around my daughter, like, 16 and I haven't really spent that much time with her. So
right.
I was like I saved my money and invested my money good to where I was able to stay retired and kind of just watch my daughter grow and watch her develop and spend time with her. And like I say, I got into CrossFit, just staying healthy. And now she's finna graduate. She's a senior this year. And now I'm like, okay, now I can go back to myself. So now I could kind of, because I've been getting that coaching itch again. Like I want to get back into coaching and like, just like do something where I around sports because I play football, so I really can't just be in no 9 to 5 sitting at an office.
Right? Yeah, I bet.
Like, and no disrespect, nobody do that, but just me. Like, I know I would have like a lot more fun, just like enjoy the rest of my life, just coaching kids and just having a good time, just being around football, and that's kind of like what I want to start getting into now.
You ever think about coaching in NFL?
That was my initial goal once I stopped playing. But the NFL it's a hard gig, like especially like from a player to like in coaching NFL, you understand like those coaches spend a lot of time. I don't think people really understand like coaching NFL is a full-time job. Like those coaches never leave the place because you always studying something. You always have to break down film. You always have to be one step ahead because like, that's what we always used to say about the NFL. Everybody look at your tape, like the Bears last game. Every NFL team is looking at that tape and breaking it down and finding out what they weakness and what they did wrong. And everybody's going to throw that at them now. So everything they did wrong with the Rams, every team going forward is going to throw that at them to see if they fix it. So to be a coach in the NFL, you always working. And that's like, I would want to get into that. But like, if I'm not dedicated and want to spend that much time, I would just do like high school, something where I can have fun and impact kids. That's the biggest thing I want to do is like go like back to my old high school, old neighborhood and show them kids like I made it out. Y'all can make it out. And just be like a positive role model. Like to me, like I said, like everything ain't about like money and like a big high status job. Like to me, like helping kids and show them like I came from the same neighborhood. I practice on the same field and I can make it. To me, that'd be more like fulfilling to me. Like that's what make me fulfilled and make me happy.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Big ups to that. I love that. Hey, my man is back.
So, Warrick, I know you ready to talk some football, man. Let's dive into this game.
Okay.
So we will go around the horn, give feelings and a few words, how you feel about the game, then we're gonna get in depth with it.
Okay. I like what JB said, confusion. Because I was gonna say the Bears just look kind of disorganized, like a lot of stuff, especially like blown coverages, which happens. So I know you're gonna give it to him, but I'm gonna be the guy. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna be the guy.
Bring us back down. Bring us back down.
So I'm gonna say, you gotta remember, first game, first live action. I know you had preseason, which preseason this year was kind of a joke. Like really, preseason was kind of. I thought guys was gonna play more, but it is what it is. So they playing their first live game. You saw missed tackles. I saw like blown coverages, which we all saw. And I just saw like everybody, it wasn't like they were attacking. And that's what I said. Like the Bears didn't look like the Bears. Like they looked more timid. Like they wasn't for sure. They wasn't like as for sure as I think they should be. So that's the one thing. That's the one takeaway I saw when I watched the game and I rewatched it again and made sure like I really watched like find the points. Everything just didn't look like physical, and like when you play your first game and you know what you're doing and you just smacking people in the mouth, it just kind of looked like the Bears was kind of just going with the motions, kind of.
Okay, JB, on you. Summarize what you saw in a few seconds before we dive into it.
Back, like I said, just the confusion, and then I'm gonna actually work. I'm gonna ask you this question a little later. You can answer it, but I'm gonna say you played with a guy under a guy, Greg Blotch, who would have never never allowed that to happen. Even Dave Campo, when you was in Cleveland, wouldn't let that happen. So no. I'm gonna give Sean Desai first game jitters or whatever, but like I said, confusion on both sides of the ball. Only bright spot I saw really was special teams, and that was because Khalil Herbert was just he wanted it. He wanted it. AB?
Okay. AB, it's all you.
I think I'm here now, guys. I've been in and out so much. I didn't know what's going on. Sorry about the opener. I was running that blind. I think I picked Bernard Berrio 3 times. I don't know.
All good. Yeah. So, I saw Bernard a little too much.
Yeah, I was trying to do it, and it was lagging in and out. But anyway, back to this whole topic. What I saw no accountability for this defense, guys. I saw zero effort on that side other than probably Roquan Smith. A lot of mistakes in the backfield. Eddie Jackson missing tackles, not even acting like he wanted to tackle. You got Gibson on the other side, who actually came out today and said that it was his bad. I'm not buying that.
Of course it was.
I watched Eddie run by him, and
I watched it too. That's why I was like, that's damage control right there.
That's just his teammate trying to help him out. I respect that, but that's not the way it went down. A lot of short passes. We had 3 passes over 10 yards, guys. 3.
Yeah.
You got all this speed on this offense for what? For all curl routes? Like, what exactly are we seeing on that offense? Offensive line. A lot of people said, oh, it looked all right. That's because of that. They were throwing these little routes all day, not going down the field, not taking chances. I don't see it getting any better. Honestly, JB, I think Sean Desai will be better than that. I think his personnel needs to be better than that. That's my takeaway from this.
All right. So before we dive into it, let me give my real quick synopsis. I'm gonna look at this like the glass half full, because it's the first game. Like Warrick said, it's the first game. You know, they might have jitters. Sean Desai might have jitters. I don't know. But I will say this. That defense, especially the secondary, was horrible. Now, anybody that knows football, matter of fact, just know the word safety. If you know the word safety, That means that you're keeping everything safe. So everything is in front of you. The game is in front of you. Man, in that intro, we saw there was a play. Cooper Kupp, and this is the one that I guess Gibson said my bad on. Cooper Kupp was behind everybody.
Yeah.
The safeties were chasing him. Come on, man. When do you ever see two good safeties, but they're chasing the wide receiver? Come on, man. That's terrible. But aside from that, Eddie Jackson, man.
Oh, you
Eddie Jackson. Stick to these, bro. You my man, but stick to this shit. Make this cereal because you damn sure ain't making no fucking tackles. You ain't making no tackles. Just make cereal.
I can't believe you bought that, man.
It's a waste of money, bud.
Hey, man, the cinnamon toast crunch is good.
Exactly.
Bro, and you opened it already. You're supposed to keep that as a collector and have them sign it one day.
Dude, that ain't
What's
no
that gonna be
goddamn
worth, like,
collector's
$10?
item. If you make some motherfucking tackles, then it'll be a collector's item. But for now, it's not.
So wait, I want to hear Warrick's take on that because from what I saw just from that play, Eddie was too deep in the box, and I have no idea why he didn't, either Gibson or maybe they misread the assignment, but he was all the way down and then he bailed like he was passing him off.
Right.
Was he spying on the running back? Maybe.
I'm not sure because obviously we don't know the coverage or what
Right.
the responsibility was. But I will say you are correct. Safety is supposed to play, everything's supposed to be in front of them. That's why they call safeties. Like they call the angels of the backfield because they save us from any big plays. So that part. I really didn't understand how
Frank, I like that, Frank.
Coop was
Wow, that's
behind.
cool, Frank.
He was like 20 yards in front. Like everybody's behind him like 20 yards. Like I was like, that had to be like a busted play, which I count that as like a mental error or first time not knowing what they want to do. Excuse me. So that's why I counted that. But at the same time, you are correct. Like you're a safety, man. Like unless you're playing like man to man, which it didn't look like it was man to man, they shouldn't have that big of a cushion. So
it couldn't have been man to man with how deep he was. Plus,
No, it wasn't no man to man.
like
What
I
I
say,
think-
I'm trying to be devil's advocate. Like
I honestly think what happened is that those two ran two different defenses.
yeah,
I seriously don't think that was the same defense.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, it's a busted check. It probably was like a busted check or a call, like, because, like, y'all should know, like, we all know, like, when you come out on defense, you might have another call. Like, if they come out on certain formation or something, you're going to check to something else. It could have been where one person to get the check or they saw the formation and thought it was a different check and two guys did the same thing and left them wide open. So that's why I say a lot of that stuff, they are professionals. The coaches are professionals. They will clean that up. And like you said, like when I was with Greg Blash, y'all would have heard that on the sidelines.
mm-hmm.
How he would have been talking to us. But I'm pretty sure that the film was probably brutal today. The film watching was probably brutal. Not today, but when they watched film after the game, sorry. That was probably a brutal film, but it makes you better because once you see that and everybody going to hold each other accountable, I'm going to give them a couple more games. I say let's see what they look like this next game. Let's see if they give – because I don't mind. I wouldn't be mad about getting beat, like a team beat you, like y'all battling out and they beat you. But like y'all was saying, like it was just a lack of effort. And like if you're going to be wrong, at least go be wrong 100%. Like it was like
Let
you
the whole defense
making
run
mistakes.
the wrong defense.
Jogging to the ball. Like
yeah. I would rather the whole team run the wrong defense than have two different defenses running at the same time, Warrick. That's just my
But see, even with that, don't you all believe that? So we got one sack, right? A couple of hurries, but don't you think part of that was predicated? And like AB, you and me speak all the time. No Eddie Goldman.
That helps, but
so that might have helped some of the secondary. Because let's be real, they're familiar with Matthew Stafford more probably than anybody.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And they know what he can do, and they know he can close his eyes and throw the ball 60 yards. Like that's what he does. And for him to be 20 of 26, like 320, like in his debut.
He had his
Out of
best
play action,
passer rating he's
out of
ever had.
rollout.
Yeah, he had his best. He had like his best one of his best.
Ever
games
in his
rating,
debut, ever for his game one. It was 152.1 or something like that.
I think it was higher. I think it was like 156 point something.
Yeah, it was real high.
Perfect is 158.
Yeah,
it was better than any game he ever had in Detroit.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I don't know.
But to be fair, he's in a better situation in Detroit.
Oh,
He's
much better situation.
he actually on a team where he could actually they could do a lot of damage because Matt Stafford always had that arm, and now he in a system with a coach that's gonna be aggressive and gonna do stuff that fit his needs. He got receivers. Now the whole thing is their running game, which I felt like the Bears played pretty good against their run game. They didn't really. We outrushed. I think the Bears outrushed them, had more yards rushing than they did.
Right.
But like you said, the passing was. Everybody, I looked at the stat line. Everybody was like 4 catches for like 40 yards, 60 yards.
Oh, he spread the ball around.
But it was no big plays, and that's the part I was saying. Like no aggressiveness. Like y'all not being aggressive. Y'all just kind of going along with the game, and that's how you lose.
And the other thing that I noticed, Warrick, was the defensive set that the Rams kept running kind of gave them the middle of that line open up constantly.
Yeah.
Why aren't you running the ball more up the middle? I mean, every time it seemed like Montgomery got the ball and he ran up the middle, he was getting 10. No problem.
I say Montgomery played good. I say Montgomery did his thing. He did what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I said Montgomery was running. I just said the Bears never was aggressive enough. Like they just kind of was taking a little dink and dunks and a little runs, but they wasn't aggressive. And the Rams was throwing that ball down the field. Like the Rams were trying to put points on us, and we were just trying to survive.
There were some deeper plays to be made. I mean, AB, you mentioned, I think the stat was the actual longest he attempted was a 16-yard pass. The longest completion was 19 to Goodwin. But here we go again.
Yeah, that's all yak, though.
That's all yak. But did the line play?
Pretty much, yeah.
Did the line play great? No. But was it totally bad? No, it wasn't either.
No.
Yeah, but the reason that it wasn't bad is because they were hiding behind that. What happened towards the end of the game whenever they had to start dropping back a little more? You saw Dalton getting hit.
Well, he only got sacked 3 times.
Hell yeah.
Well, he only got sacked 3 times because they were doing those short curl routes all day.
Right.
He was still getting his ass. He was getting his ass popped.
But if you remember, if you watch the game, especially when he was in shotgun, there were plenty of times when he had 2.5, 3.5 seconds, and he chose to check down to Cole Kmet, or he checked down, which I love, Jimmy Graham on the sideline when he posted up Jalen Ramsey. That was beautiful. I don't know why they didn't go more to that 11 personnel, especially since Cole Kmet had a nice game, 5 catches. Not so much the separation we're looking for.
He had a decent game. What I did not like is I saw too much of Damian Williams. You got a fucking workhorse in David Montgomery, but he only had 16 touches. Come on, man. Why are you giving the ball to Damian Williams? Why are you giving the ball to him?
He's a serviceable running back.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not serviceable, but I'm saying you got a workhorse that's running 6. He ran 6 yards per carry. Absolutely. Why are you not giving him the ball?
And
why are you giving it to Damian Williams?
Too. He had a 14-yard first down reception. It was really, really nice too.
The way they were playing defense set him up to run in the middle. It was like an ocean opening, like it was the Red Sea parting, and it was just wide open space. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? This is the actual pass chart for him. As you can see, he's got 1 completion over 10 yards. He's got 2 more that are over 10, 1 incomplete. The other was intercepted. So you've got all that speed, guys, and they're only throwing the ball over 10 yards 3 freaking times. You cannot justify that, especially being down as much as they were in that game. Nagy came out and said, well, the game dictated us to have to throw the ball. You still have to throw the ball down the field. What's the difference with when you have David Montgomery running 6 yards a click or these short passes over and over again?
No.
Make them stop the run so you can throw the ball. Predicate that. Use the run to develop the pass. That's the way I feel about it. And I just don't see Nagy seeing it that way. He just wants to throw the ball.
The play action would have got them that extra 1.5 to 2 seconds, in my opinion, to drive the ball. Because Mooney, there was a couple of chances when I looked at Mooney and I was like, did he just burn Jalen Ramsey on this corner route? No throwing.
No
throwing. You can see it downfield when he's coming back when they go to the wide angle. But we had predictions, Warrick, and we said none of us picked the Bears to actually win, right?
I was pretty close on the score.
You were close. I was close. Remember, I had 34.
Yeah.
So I had said 34-24, and lo and behold, let me give you this. Andy Dalton throws that interception. People say it was tipped. Well, if you watch the play, even if it wasn't tipped, it was probably going to get picked anyway.
It was going to be a fight for that ball,
So that's one touchdown. That's
not leave
21.
Justin Fields in on that play, by the way? You would just had him throw an 8-yard route on that. He is your best option in the red zone. He gives you dual threat in the end zone.
Dual threat in the red zone. In the next play, they lost yards.
Nagy is the master of doing something good and then saying, "Okay, fuck that. Let's not do that anymore. Let's not do that anymore."
Check it out.
What the fuck?
Another thing that we should be concerned about. The man hasn't completed nor barely thrown a pass for 10 yards up to 15 yards the whole night. Now you want to go for it on 4th and 15? Field goal?
Yeah, and that's what I say when you showed that chart. That's an easy game for defense. Yeah. We play defense. We play a team where all their passes is that short. That's easy. All that is play your responsibility and rally up and make the tackles. Yeah. So you forcing the offense to have to be like you want it to where the defense is on their heels. You have it where the offense had to make great plays. Guys got to make people miss to make big plays when you're not putting them like no pressure on them.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to have, I was like Allen Robinson, like you got all these guys, like you said, you have speed, you got a good running game. Like you should be, especially at that point when you like, okay, we need to put some on them. We need to turn it up. Like get more aggressive, run the ball when you need to. And when it's time to throw it, like be aggressive. Don't like when I watch it, I'll be like, man, I remember this when I played. Like that was that shoot offense where screens and little quick passes. Like
your OC.
Be aggressive at some point. Like it's the same thing. Like you ain't gonna never challenge her. You're never gonna scare a defense if you don't never like stretch them out a little bit. Like show them what you could do.
At least keep them honest. Like there was a point in the game where I was watching Jalen Ramsey with his hands on his hips.
Right.
Like dude was bored.
Right. Yeah. That's why I say as a defensive player, those type of teams, that's a great day because you know all you gotta do is run up and make tackles. You know your tackles stat line gonna be great because all you're doing is watching everything in front of you, just rallying up and making tackles all day. Like that's not hard on the defense.
No,
and I think Marquise Goodwin said something like that.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yep.
He came out today in the press conference. He's talked about Jalen Ramsey specifically. He's like a linebacker at corner. Let's just be real. And he said that his game is predicated on that 10 yards and in, playing that way.
Being physical.
You gave him an easy game.
Yeah, easy.
And your wide receiver came out and said that about your game plan. That's a problem.
So, you remember Olin?
Yeah. Oh, I remember Olin.
He keep it a buck always, right?
Yeah. Olin gonna tell you how you feel too. I
was watching Cap and them afterwards with Alex Brown and them, and I heard Olin say he's making Andy Dalton is making the game harder for the Bears to do anything. Not saying that Justin Fields would have won that game, but
I'll say that
creativity. Because here we go again. I'm not looking for Andy Dalton to take us to a Super Bowl. I'm looking for Andy Dalton just not to mess up. Yeah. But when you're in the red zone, we got to get points.
And I mean, do you really think even with Justin Fields in that game plan was going to change? He was still going to throw those. He was still going to throw those little.
I think it would have. I think it would have worked a little better.
I think it would have.
I think it would have.
That's the reason that he's not in the game yet, guys, is because of the fact that Nagy thinks he's not ready for that kind of offense because he holds the ball. He was the number one rookie in the preseason. He held the ball more than anybody.
So remember this, though.
Remember that about
if he can step up in the pocket or roll out by 2-3 extra seconds, you can throw the ball downfield.
But that's the thing, is that
Matthew Stafford did it himself, and he's not a runner.
But is he going to give him that opportunity to do that, or is he going to make him run the same stuff that he's making Dalton run?
Well, he's a fucking idiot, bro. He's got to do the same shit.
There's no debate here.
I feel like Andy Dalton is going to be Andy Dalton. Excuse me. He been the same quarterback his whole career. Like
he's Mr. Mediocre, man.
Like yes, I'm not going. I don't want to say
Mr. Mediocre. That's what he's a
safe quarterback, and I say the Bears team ain't built like with a safe quarterback. Like if they had a whole bunch of different pieces and they had everything set up, and all they needed guys just to be a game manager. Yeah, but the Bears have to be aggressive. Now the thing with Justin Fields, like I love that kid. Like he's an athlete, but if he would have gotten there, the game would have been the same because they're not gonna throw a rookie in there and have him have to sit back there and get hit by Donald and Aaron Donald hitting them every play.
Yeah. They was holding the shit out of Aaron Donald though.
They were, but if
they was holding the shit out of him.
If you run deeper routes or play actions, he's gonna have to hold the ball long. It's gonna take he's gonna have more time to get to him. So I think he would have ran the same play. The only thing Justin Fields would have gave it when those plays didn't work, he got his legs that he took off.
The word is escapability.
Right.
Absolutely.
But I personally don't like young quarterbacks using their legs. I want them to learn how to use their arm. Because as we know in the NFL, if you're a quarterback and you always rely on your legs, eventually you're gonna run into where you're gonna get hit and you're gonna get hurt. Like most running quarterbacks, only one, knock on wood, like Lamar Jackson still kind of he's just a different animal. But at the same time,
he's got a fumbling problem.
Somebody kind of hit him. Somebody gonna catch him one time and hit him. Like I like quarterbacks that could run, but they use that when they have to. They could use their arm.
But have you noticed, Warrick, would you agree that from what we've seen from Justin in the preseason, yes, he has taken off, but most of the time he has ran with the anticipation of passing.
Right. Now, personally, I said all that, but I still say they probably should within the next 2-3 games, I say he's going to play. Like, it's just going to happen because, like, Andy Dalton is not going to give you, like, he's not going to give you that type of excitement or that type of escapability or that type of could keep a play going. That's just not his game. He's not that type of quarterback. But I'm just saying, like, when Justin Fields get in there, I want him. He's got to show that he could throw, like he could actually throw the ball down the field and make reads. Because if his whole thing is that he just go back there and then when it don't work, he run. NFL teams gonna learn how to. They're gonna figure that out. Like that's all they do. Like I say, every week a team gonna figure out what you do and they're gonna capitalize on it. So
we want him to be a little bit more Russell Wilson than Lamar Jackson, though, because Russell will scramble and then chuck that thing.
And that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say, like a Russell Wilson. Even Mahomes is like that. Mahomes got good. He could scramble too, but that's his last option. And I don't want it to be like his first option. Like when he did the little read option and went in the end zone. I was like, man, I remember another guy that they ran like that. Carson Wentz. Remember, that's how he hurt his knee. Type of play. So I was like, I don't want him to just make him that type of guy where he basically like another running back. I want him to be a quarterback. And we all want to see him play, but at the same time, he do have to know what he's doing. He got to be able to make checks. He had to be able to make reads. He's playing like the hardest position in football, basically, is the quarterback. So I understand that he's trying to let him get his feet, understand, and he probably trying to teach him, like, you're going to have to use your arm more than your legs now. Like, I know your legs got you all this way, but when you at this level, like you're going to get hit. Like, God's going to hit you. Like, these are professionals. Everybody fast. Everybody want to hit you. So you're going to have to learn how to use your arm as much as your legs. But I personally say at this point, like, Andy Dalton is not going to change. Like, it's going to be the same thing. No. So at some point, you're going to have to let the kid play.
I actually heard, so I don't know if you know Jake Glazer. He's really in tune with the NFL. He's on Fox. Yeah. So a guy around Chicago, he's got a big Twitter. His name is Daniel Greenberg. He actually had a tweet yesterday saying that I guess Jake Glazer, he talked to some people inside. They think it's Nagy in them and that they don't want to start Fields until at least week 4, which is what I've been pining and saying that I think that Lions game is probably the game he's going to play.
Yeah.
So
Why?
well, what do you think about that?
Well, you knew they weren't gonna let him play. They're not gonna let him go out there against the Rams.
No, but the reason,
you're not gonna put him out there like that.
The reason they have sat him, and I've spoken about this with some of the other guys. Alex Brown is a guy I asked this question to. They think he needs to learn how to be more of a professional. And by saying that, I mean like knowing how to prep every week, understanding how to be a professional quarterback. That's why they're sitting him, because they want him to learn these things from Andy Dalton and also Nick Foles. That's why they're waiting a few weeks. And then once he learns those little things like that, and he learns, some of the little tidbits, like, for example, knowing how to not let this happen.
Pressure on Fields. Oh, the helmet came off. That's going to be a flag as well. And that ball is loose.
You got to be able to not let that happen.
Come on, man.
I'm going to keep showing it because I keep
preseason. Don't show that shit no more. Matter of fact, delete that. Delete it.
Exactly.
I don't want to see that shit no more.
So wait a minute.
If that happens in the preseason, Warrick, you can speak on this better than all of us. Preseason speed and professional week one speed are two different animals, are they?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like, because when the preseason speed is veterans going, I don't want to say half speed, but you just doing what you need to do, making sure you stay healthy.
Yeah.
The guys that's trying to make the team are going full speed.
Yeah.
But once you get in regular season, now you playing against the guys who this is how they pay their mortgage, this how they eat and they feed their family. So like I said, I don't want to see them throw him and sacrifice him, because think if he would have think what would have happened if he'd have played against the Rams. And the same people that's gonna love him. Remember, if he get in there and don't do good, it's gonna be the same people gonna be dogging him.
It's gonna look the same. And
right.
I've heard reports in practice saying that him and Andy Dalton are like neck and neck. Like they're basically the same thing. The only difference, guys, escapability, speed. He can, he's a red zone threat. He can extend drives. That's the only chance you have. But at the same time, you're going to put your rookie quarterback at risk.
So let me say this. I like having a package with him coming in every now and then to get his feet wet. Baptism by fire, I don't think is the answer.
Yeah, I don't
but
like
we're getting a little bit towards that. But what is he really learning watching Andy Dalton attempt 5 yards per pass attempt? Like, what is he really learning? Because now wait a minute, similar to that play that you just showed where Justin Fields got his head took off, Andy Dalton did miss the check last night too. That was pretty bad and ended up fumbling the ball. That was a jailhouse, 8 in the box, slide your protection, have Damian Williams, who was in the game, step up, catch that outside linebacker. Now you got one-on-one coverage to the outside. That's when you take your shot.
Yep.
Man.
So Andy Dalton wasn't all that either.
No, he wasn't. But the thing isn't necessarily the game itself. It's getting him prepped and getting him prepared the right way. That's what they're talking about, JB. They're not talking about,
Is it nagging?
How the hell you getting him prepared the right way when he's behind I don't want to say a bum-ass quarterback, but when he's behind a quarterback just not really productive, how are you getting him prepared the right way?
I say this because I say this because most time the game is won is during the week in practice. So we not at practice. You don't see what mistakes he's making, what checks he's missing. So you throw him in a live game and they take away his legs, because everybody that whenever he gets to get on that field, that's the number one thing they're gonna preach is don't let him scramble. Yes. They're gonna rush guys on the edge and contain him inside and make him have to step up in the pocket and make throws.
That's his weak point. That's his weak point, guys.
Right. So you think if the Rams if Justin Fields would have started, the Rams would have not gave that middle up like that, because that'd have been like easy 10-yard runs for him. They would have been having somebody spine. That's why they did it, because it's like Andy Dalton not gonna run. Like, we're gonna take away we know Andy Dalton not gonna throw the ball down the field.
He even had a couple runs too, honestly.
He had a 9-yard scramble.
He did, for his life.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't run. It ain't the same as Justin Fields running. He was running for his life. Like, he was not trying to not get killed. But I just know, like, when you have those young quarterbacks, especially a guy like him who's been relied on his legs his whole life, like when you get in this game, you want to see him become a more not change them, but just be more efficient as a passer and use your legs as your to keep a play going or to escape and get the first down or get what you need. Not
Russell
just
Wilson type, just like
right, just Russell Wilson, those type of guys, and that takes time. Like young kids, they got to learn that.
But I think part of that with a young quarterback, we look at the instinct and we say, like old school, like Randall Cunningham, instinct was, nothing's there, run, take off.
You're right.
I don't necessarily see that from Justin. His eyes are usually up and down field looking to make the pass. That's why I say he might be a little bit more along than we have. Warrick, when you looked at that game last night, when you played, to me, did you get that like early Alex Smith feeling like, dink and duck, I'm not going to throw a pick. Dink and duck, I'm not going to throw a pick. You didn't complete 20-something passes, but we got 150 yards. You know?
Well, remember when Nagy was the coach of that Kansas City Chiefs team? It wasn't Mahomes he was using. It was Smith.
That was late.
Late.
We talking about early San Francisco Alex Smith. Game manager.
Yeah.
Alex Smith.
And that's kind of the same thing he's doing with us. It's the same kind of thing, guys. It's not Patrick Mahomes, all downfield. But that's the other thing is we don't have Kansas City players. We don't have Tyreek Hill.
I mean, we're talking about now. We're talking about now, though. But back then, we're like Warrick could sit like we talked about the Jeff Garcia.
Yeah. Right.
Jeff Garcia didn't have a strong arm, but Jeff Garcia would take shots.
Right.
But you knew if you stopped him and you brought that 8 in the box one-on-one coverage, you knew you was about to get some action.
But Jeff, you gotta remember, Jeff Garcia was kind of swag, he had a little swag like a quarterback. He had played in the Canadian League, like
he was Swift.
Right? Like he knew how to play the game pretty much. Like
he had some Steve Young in him. That's what he always reminded me of.
Yeah, he's like like he made stuff happen, like a little kind of not gambler, but he'll throw a side.
He's an improviser.
Right, an improviser.
Exactly what he needed.
Justin Fields reminds me of somebody that could do that right now, just off of natural ability and instinct. Not saying that he's going to light the world up for 300 yards a day right now, but to have escapability plus just that natural instinct. Andy Dalton, to me, looked like a player that was trying not to lose his job.
I mean, that's what position he's in.
but you don't know that. You're not supposed to show that.
Yeah, but I mean, like I was talking earlier, this is the professionals. Like, you know how it works in this. Either you get it done or you don't. Andy Dalton know it's a matter of time before they're gonna put Justin Fields in. Like everybody knows that. Like we all know that.
Yeah.
And they probably will throw him in against the Lions, a game where they feel like, okay, we can control this game and kind of throw him in. But it's tough with a young quarterback. I'm telling you, it's tough. Like it's only so many Peyton Mannings and Andrew Lucks that come in that just Russell Wilsons that just get it and come in and already prepared.
See, and I'm so glad you did that because you played against Peyton,
right?
And we all know Peyton is famous for setting the rookie record for interceptions,
right?
We can't act like Peyton was hell of a coming out of Tennessee, never a Heisman Trophy winner. We got a guy who literally has only lost to Clemson and Alabama. Like, if you've ever came across a pro-like team in college, it's those two teams.
Right. So
I think he's a little bit more ready than what Nagy wants to give him credit for. And I'm not saying take the training wheels off completely we saw what happened to Zach Wilson. He was running for his life, but in the second half, he figured it out.
I know, but not. Yeah, that's
he did.
So it's tough with young quarterbacks, and Peyton he threw all those interceptions, but
30.
They knew Peyton still. They could tell Peyton had the mental capacity to change that. That was probably bad reads or trying to force stuff, trying to test his arm and not understand the NFL. Like some of them throws you made in college is not going to work in the pros.
There you go. Plus, then you brought up Russell Wilson. Remember, Matt Flynn was supposed to have that job. Russell Wilson was supposed to have been a backup.
Yeah.
So,
but when Peyton played, when we play, it's different. I have to admit, the athletes now are way different than.
By far.
It's just.
I have a good example too. You got, Herbert last year from the Chargers.
I like Herbert.
Great example.
He only came in because of a freak a freak injury for the
Tyrod
other guy.
Taylor.
Yeah, for Taylor. He wouldn't even have played against Kansas City that game.
But
and
look
he came
how
out
he
and
played.
balled. But he had a different scheme. That's the thing, is that they're not going to run that scheme with Justin Fields. It's going to be Nagy being Nagy. He's going to not trust his O-line.
But AD, we're not asking for him to be Eric Coryell. We're not asking for him to be the greatest show on turf.
No.
We're just asking for him to play consistent football.
No, but how is he going to do that whenever he's literally being told to do the same thing that Andy Dalton's doing?
So
not throw the ball
Nagy,
downfield.
in turn, is the problem.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, everybody kind of like I say,
and not having a left tackle.
I say the writing's on the wall with Nagy. Like he's on thin ice right now. Like,
but see, I can't say that. I
bet you he gets one more year.
I think they got to give him a year with. They got to give him a year with Justin as a
and that's the other reason.
First of all, they don't have to give him nothing.
Well, that's not right.
You don't have to.
But they still don't. They don't have to give him shit.
That might be the other reason, is because if they don't play him now, like the second Justin Fields hits the field, Nagy's time clock is running.
Right.
That's the minute.
But see, is it Nagy's time clock that's going to start running, or is it Pace's?
No.
No, hell no.
One more year.
Hell no.
Pace is the secret year they added on.
Yeah.
Nagy had one more year. They matched them up together. As soon as that clock starts, next year is their evaluation year with Justin Fields as the starter. I promise you that. That is exactly what's going on.
Let me ask you, because Warrick, you had a similar situation before you went to Cleveland. So you had a coach that left. It was Terry Robisky, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then y'all got Butch Davis from Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Right. So is this one of them situations that we're looking forward to? I forgot who the quarterback was. I want to say it was like Tim Couch, but I'm not sure.
No, it wasn't Tim Couch. It might was Jeff Garcia.
It was Jeff Garcia.
It was, yeah.
Hey, that name coming up again.
It was, yeah.
And I think it was Butch Davis was a coach, and he got fired, and then Terry Robisky took over. Yeah, I think that's how it was. But
like it was like right around
what year was that?
Thanksgiving or something, right?
Yeah, it was that was crazy. That was a bad. That was
like 04.
5. It was like
that
5.
Was 5, right?
Yeah, I think it was 5.
I was gonna say 04 or 05 because I remember it was you only played 1 year in Cleveland. I remember when you went.
Yeah,
there.
I only played 1 year, 2 years in Washington. Yeah,
2 years in Washington, right?
Right.
But I remember Dave Campo was y'all defensive coordinator.
Yeah, Dave Campo,
the Cowboys job.
So that's 04, yeah.
So, right, so 04. That's what I thought. Yeah. So even with that being said, now I've heard some pundits even this morning saying that Nagy might be gone, and the Bears don't do this traditionally. He might be gone by Thanksgiving if they don't start showing improvement.
Man,
that's the hot take right now.
That is the hot take.
That's the hot take around town. I've heard that all day long.
Yeah. You heard it too.
Oh yeah.
I heard that too, but I don't think that would be. That wouldn't be good.
It's just entertainment. He ain't going nowhere.
I have to ask you something else, Warrick, because this is the other hot take I've heard all day, and I've been fighting it because I have spoken to guys like you. There's a lot of people that are saying that that game was because Justin Fields wasn't starting, that he lost the locker room, and that they didn't give a really good effort. Now, as a player, I have spoken to enough guys now to where I know that you guys have to eat.
Right.
You guys know that, every game is what you're being judged on. When you go to that, off season where, they're judging every little thing you did on and off the field.
Right.
You're not going to try to do that, right?
No, if they are, God bless them, because if you
lot of people say that.
what you put on film every week is how you judge.
That's your resume.
Right. So you're not gonna. I don't care if they get rid of Nagy and hire Big Bird or something. you still gonna play your butt off because they still gonna watch that film. Matter of fact, they're gonna watch even harder to see how you play when it went down. Because everybody can play when you winning. Everybody run to the ball. Everybody happy. Everybody come to practice happy. But when you losing is when they see your real character. How you gonna play when you losing? Are you gonna be the guy that keep the team going? Or are you gonna be the guy that kind of like, man, we losing. I'm already ready for the off season. They watch everything. So if that's the way they feel like they're gonna get some change, that's not how you do it.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah, that's not good.
But isn't that kind of like dividing the locker room, like if something like that was to happen? Because, I mean, y'all are still offense, defense, special teams. Y'all are still one unit. Y'all still one team.
The locker room probably is already divided on that with Justin Fields. Like, let's just be honest. Like, people watching, people know who they think. They like, man, Justin Fields could run, and man, we should be letting him play. But you still gonna go out there and whoever they put on the field, you're gonna follow. Like, if they put Andy Dalton, they're gonna follow him and play hard.
You gotta earn your check.
But you like, just to be honest, you still like when we get together, or we go have beers, or on the day we got off, we're gonna be in there talking about like, man, they need to let Justin play, man.
Right.
Like, just gonna let him play. Like, what we waiting for? That's just
still gonna go back to the huddle and be like, man, fuck, they need to put Justin in, man.
The way we talking right now is the same way to put this. The way we talking right now is the same way players talk.
There you go. And I was gonna say, but you can't let that stop your check, because if you stop, you know what I'm saying? You start. That's not y'all call. That's
right.
Management, head coach. That's they call. You still got to put your 11, 13, 12 tackles up in the game in the box. Like, hey, look, I did what I was supposed to do.
Yeah, because everybody, like they told me when I first got there, everybody's an individual contractor.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I like that.
You're an individual contractor, and y'all all just working at a job together. So y'all all hired.
I like that. We got 99 me.
We all individual contractors. We all just working on the same project. So if you don't do your job, you're gonna be out of there. And you could be out of there talking about you trying not to play hard to get Justin Fields in. You'll be gone, and Justin Fields will be playing, and you'll have to be watching him on TV. So that wouldn't make sense. So I say the locker room probably already got people who want to see him play. That's just how it goes. I don't care where you work or what job you have. It's gonna be clicks or people feel how they feel. I think they just trying to bring him along slowly. They don't want to just throw him to the wolves. There's a lot of quarterbacks been successful, but it's way more than crash and burn like that. That can just throw him out. David Carr. I would kind of say
Smith.
RG3. How about RG3? Somebody like Justin Fields.
Trubisky, yeah, RG3.
There's a lot. Had a great first year, but then man, he got railroaded.
Yeah, like RG, and that's what I said. Like, I don't want what happened to RG3 to me was sad because they basically turned him into a running back, a quarterback. Your franchise quarterback
played that playoff game. He wasn't healthy.
Yeah, you turned him into a running back, and that's what I say. Like, whenever, especially with guys like Justin Fields, those guys will be like you getting a lot talent that's like, okay, they can't even talk about his talent. The guy could run, he big, he could throw, which we still got to see if he could actually make all the throws. That's another thing I say.
Oh, I think he can.
If he show he can make all the throws, then that'll make
good with that deep ball, man.
That'll make his legs easier.
Is good with that deep ball.
Then that's gonna have to respect him. Because when he come in the game, they're gonna first thing they're gonna do is spy him, send people up to contain him, and they probably just want to wait to see, let him learn better. And once again, I want to say we're not at practice with him, so you don't know how he looking at practice. Like, we know he got talent, but maybe he ain't learning how to check, so he can't command the huddle just yet. So
that's exactly
I say, it's a long season. It's a long season.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll say you
16 more
game. Like, you at least got to give the team just to see how they respond.
I'll give them the first quarter of the season, but I'm overly concerned because I've vividly remember I've watched you personally, your side of the ball stand up for Greg Bloss. Yeah, but I didn't see that same, not saying that you didn't stand up for Dick Geron, but y'all went out and was like, nah, Greg, we got this. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I kind of saw a lot of milling around, a lot of this motherfucker, and the way that it's like 52 different cameras now, so you catch all kind of weird stuff depending on what station you watching, and it's just like you see the people on the sideline just, man, this dude. Look.
So check this out. Check this out. I want to throw out some names. I just want you to give me a grade. That's it. Just give me a grade.
Professor Holdman.
I'm listening.
All right. So I'm going to start with Andy Dalton. On you, Ward.
I give him for that game, I give him a C. A C. But that's what Andy Dalton is. He's a C quarterback. He's not going to fail, but he ain't going to make honor roll. He's not going to fail out the class, but he's not going to make the dean's list. He's just
so the king of mediocrity. Just
I hate,
right in the middle.
I hate to use that word on a professional quarterback
Mr.
that made it to the highest.
I know, I know. You want to be nice for everybody.
But I'm just saying, I give him a C. I give him a C. He didn't do nothing that killed the team, but he also didn't do nothing that uplifted or pushed the team over the made us where they was like, okay, we competitive. He just did it. He just did what he made the throws that he did. He made the throws that Nagy sent in for him to play. Nagy sent the plays and he just threw it to who he's supposed to. Like he can't throw a deep ball if they running all curls.
Right.
True. Okay. JB, what you got?
For me, the only reason I'm gonna give him this grade is because of that interception. Because I'm all about putting points on the board. I have to give him a C- because no matter what, that interception was terrible. Like, I would have rather him throw the ball out the back of the end zone, to be honest with you, because it was one, then it was Komet coming across, then it was 3 more Rams right there. He was not going to fit that into Mooney. There was no way it was going to get through. I think he panicked.
It's actually going to take a second, but let's look at that one more time live. Hold on.
Go empty here. Dalton protected well, fires, tipped, and it's going to be picked off in the.
I mean,
it was tipped, but who was it going to go to?
That's what I'm saying.
There was no receiver around the ball.
It looked like it was going to Mooney if it wasn't tipped.
Yeah.
And it was still 3 other players behind the person that tipped. I think that was that Hollins?
One more time. Hold on.
Go empty here. Dalton protected well, fires, tipped, and it's going to be.
Bad now.
So, all right. So the reason that linebacker bid on that is because he was looking that way. Yeah. He didn't look off. He needed to look off the other way, which that might predicate because he had no fucking time. Maybe that's why. But I still don't think he should have thrown that ball, JB. You're right. I have to give him a C-. Yeah. And that throw is probably the reason why I give him that. Because other than that, it was.
That's the reason. That throw alone, because you cannot leave, especially against a team like the Rams.
After that, it's all Nagy. It's just him calling those deep, short
and
routes.
That is the next person that I want you all to grade. So I will give my grade to Andy Dalton a D+. He's a professional quarterback. He's 6 for 18, dog. 6 for 18. You throw an interception, the first rip coming out. You throw an interception. Come on, man. All right, so that's it for me for now. Right. So, Nagy, what you? What grade would you give him?
Man, 0, right? F-.
All right. No, not aggressive. Didn't use your run that Montgomery enough. Mm-hmm. Who was clearly running hard and running good. Yeah, I got to give him a.
Just say it, Warrick.
Yeah, I'll give him an L.
That's what we do on this network.
I gotta give him an F on that. like I said, like when I watch the game, I'm just like, it's just not aggressive. Like, and I just don't like those like dink dunk offenses. Like, I just never liked that. Like I say, I played with shoot when we used to run dink dunk screens. Like, man, throw the ball. We got Marcus Robinson, Marty Booker's like, throw the ball. Like, let's be aggressive.
We just talked to Marcus about that the other day.
Like, be aggressive. Like, throw the ball. Like, all those dink dunks. And
he said Jim Miller would throw the ball. He was like, damn, man.
I mean, Jim Miller was that type of guy. Jim Miller was the gambler. Like, I'm going to throw the ball. I don't care. Yeah. So we'll be like, yeah, throw it, Jim. We don't care. Like, we got your back.
Yeah.
We'll go out there.
Right.
Like,
he actually got mad one time because he was supposed to run like a check down run, and he was just supposed to run a streak down the field. And then he turns his head, he sees the ball, he's like, God damn it, Jim. He got mad, like, come on, Jim. He's like, you had one-on-one coverage. I'm gonna give you the ball when you're in one-on-one coverage when you're 6'4" against the DB.
Yeah,
come on.
I had to give him an F on that just because I'm just like, man, you just ran a playing offense. Like, that was easy. That was easy for the Rams. That was like practice. It's just easy. That's 707 to them. Like, you just sitting there playing everything in front of you.
Great.
JB.
I'm not gonna do the grading system. I'm gonna do the rating system. And I'm gonna give you a little history lesson. There's a 2-time Super Bowl winning quarterback that played against the Baltimore Ravens and posted a 0.0 QB rating. One of the only times in history, to my recollection, that a Super Bowl winning quarterback, of course, he did that early on in his career. That's a little caveat. But Eli Manning did that against Ray Lewis, 0.0 rating. So that's what I'm giving Nagy, a 0.0 rating, which is lower than an F. Because you can get a 50 and that be an F.
Dang. Yo, Cole.
AB, what'd you say?
I love how hesitant Warrick is about this. Like,
but he feels me though.
Wait a minute.
He feels me.
Yeah, because like I say, I know both sides. I know
you know both sides. Yeah.
Like I know a coach could call plays, and if you don't go out there and execute, he gonna look like they terrible plays. And he like, if y'all would have did this or you ran that route this way. So I know it kind of go both ways, but I just feel it wasn't aggressive enough. So I feel like he got to get that criticism.
Thank you. Sometimes you got to hit the bully in the mouth, man. Come on.
Yeah.
AB, it's on you.
It's easy for me, man. I mean, I'm going to bring up something you guys didn't bring up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something I said in the beginning. Accountability. He's not holding anyone accountable. I listened to his press conference, and he talked about Sean Desai, right? And he talked about how good he was in the headset. Like, what does that mean? Like, he talked about how good he was in the headset during the game. Like, oh, so he didn't, like, misspeak or something? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, he's just talking about the wrong things. He's always trying to navigate away from the problem. And it's, I mean, F. I mean, incomplete, expelled. How about that? Expelled is my grade for him. I am kicking his ass out of school. He's done. I just don't understand, like, how he can keep doing this. How every week now for 3 years he comes out and he doesn't hold anyone accountable. He does the same thing on offense. And he just keeps saying, oh, that's a mistake. He said that the Eddie Jackson play where they didn't touch him was a teachable moment. That is not a teachable moment. That is fundamentals, guys.
You're a fucking pro, man. That ain't
fundamentals.
You know that in Pop Warner.
Right.
Yes.
Hey.
You can't. No.
He just not throwing his players under the bus. Like, and, like I say, when they was at film, believe me, when they watched that film and they was talking, they got on his butt. But when you're in the press,
but Warrick, how long can you keep going like that?
That's what politicians do. They spin doctor.
Yeah, like.
But in the NFL, not for long. You're not going to get that opportunity forever. Yeah, you got to start holding people accountable, making them practice. First of all, like, my God.
So wait a minute. Marquise Goodwin held them accountable.
Goodwin held Nagy accountable. Offense.
Yeah,
I mean, come on, man.
All right, so this is my grade for Nagy. I won't give him an F minus.
Mm-hmm. F plus.
I'll give him an F plus. And I'll give him a plus because he did let David spin a little bit. Not enough.
And he let Justin Fields score a touchdown, too.
He was letting Damian Williams spin too much. Yeah, he did let Justin Fields score that touchdown. But why you let Justin Fields go in and get a completion there? No, hurry up, take him out. Why the fuck he do that?
Get out of here, hurry.
That was stupid as fuck. Yeah. Then you go for it on 4th down and 4, and you throw a pass. You try to throw a pass with Andy Dalton. Come on, man. What kind of fucking sense does that make? Yeah. So I'm gonna give him an F plus. You know, I think his play calling was awful.
F plus.
The play calling was awful.
Yeah. I have to put this up right now. Mm-hmm. So our buddy Rashad Kennedy said Damien Williams.
Oh, don't say that, cool Kennedy.
There's no way. No. So just so everybody remembers who Damien Williams is, remember when the Kansas City Chiefs won the Super Bowl?
Yeah. He caught who should have been.
You know who should have been the MVP of that game? It's not Patrick Mahomes. That boy balled out.
Yeah, he did ball out. That
boy is better than what you guys are giving him credit for. He probably knows that offense better than half of the team because he came
from it.
He came from it, guys.
All right. Well, let me ask you this:
on Damian Williams yet?
you're gonna give the ball? You're gonna give Damian Williams 25 touches, or you're gonna give David Montgomery 25 touches?
There's a difference.
No. Just give me an answer.
Listen.
Just give me an answer.
The word touches.
Montgomery or Williams?
Are you
But
talking about
touches
runs?
doesn't mean rushes.
What type of touches? Passes or runs?
Because there's a difference.
Montgomery can do either one.
Yes, but Damian Williams, his strong suit is running the ball outside
Outside the tackles.
grabbing those catches and running. That's Damian Williams. Montgomery is a nobody
Between
can
the
fucking
tackles.
tackle me.
Right.
I'm gonna run into a D tackle and spin out of his ass.
So why the fuck we not giving him the ball more?
That's what I said earlier, is that the Rams defense was giving you that, but Nagy wasn't taking it, and that's a problem. And then he used the fact that, well, you know, we were down by X amount and the game had to dictate us throwing the ball. But you weren't throwing the ball down the field.
Blah,
so
blah, blah.
They weren't. First of all,
There's no difference between throwing short passes and running the ball 6, 7, 8 yards a carry.
First of all, they weren't down because let's not forget at 13-7, people were like, oh, we got a chance because the Rams had actually turned the ball. I mean, went 3 and out and punted the ball.
After everything at halftime, they were down 6. After all that shit.
That's what I'm saying. So let's not make it seem like there was just this pressing need to do these not even elaborate, but just these safe dink and dunk passes. The man had 108 yards on 15 carries and I think another 14 in receptions. Let's not make it seem like David Montgomery wasn't doing his just due.
Yeah.
That's something he has to have a come to Jesus moment.
Come to Jesus.
He hasn't ever had it though, JB.
I didn't think he
had it last year.
I didn't think he was going to run the ball 15 times. I was shocked.
Can I throw another name out here?
He had to. He got 41 yards on one click.
Before we get too far off track, can I throw another name out here?
Before me, because I got a question for Warrick.
I have one for him too. After you, JB.
I'm listening.
What the hell?
Eddie Jackson.
Khalil Mack.
Oh, hang on.
Say what?
Mack first. Yeah.
Wait, say it again.
Me?
Yes. Go.
What the hell is wrong with Khalil Mack?
One
Please
assist.
tell me.
He had one assist. He had one assist.
What? And that was like one of those ones where he kind of like, right.
He did what Eddie Jackson didn't do on the pass again. He touched the guy.
I mean, I love. I respect Khalil Mack. Like he a baller when he play. I don't know it.
Say it. Go ahead. Say it. Go ahead. Say it. I know it's an unpopular opinion.
We need to get a drink in Warren's hands. So
remember, I asked the question. You didn't give this off the top of your head. I asked the question, so all the flack can come to me. I'm just trying to figure out because I look at him as a top three defensive player.
Not yesterday.
I did too.
In my lifetime, he's the only person that's been selected to a Pro Bowl
the day before yesterday
and a defensive end.
All pro.
No, I give him.
I'm sorry, right? So I'm looking for something. I'm looking for let's address the elephant in the room.
Okay, are you asking me his rushing the passer or just total play? Because rushing the passer is not easy when you have. I'm listening.
At this point, I have to say total play because I can't. So here's the thing: there's a team and it's a network.
Right.
Hicks and Mack, they're going to do a lot more when Eddie Goldman's playing. We know this. This is just we know this. But I'm still looking for like that little. Let me get mad. Like I watched T.J. Watt go crazy the other day.
Yeah.
I watched Chandler Jones.
He had a game. He had a game.
Superman.
By himself.
6 sacks. He had 5 of them against a way better offensive line.
And why the hell didn't they chip him?
No, they tried, but remember they kept switching him side. They kept switching.
He had 3 sacks in the first quarter.
In the first quarter.
Man, I just y'all want me to
if there's a professional way to say it, of course, I want you to
uninspired
do that. But I'm just looking at it like, okay, Cool Kennedy said uninspired. I don't know if it's uninspired or is it just he's wearing down and we just don't see it.
That could be the other thing.
That could be
old.
Yeah, I was going to
say old, but
Well, he not old, but he been playing for a minute. He been playing a lot of football, and I was just like,
hard.
Yeah, he gets
old.
I don't
remember they said Pep was old, and Pep came back with 9 sacks. I'm like,
I don't want to say like his belly full and he content because he makes some good money.
Hey, brother,
he made good money, and
I mean he's 30. So is that the turning point?
Nah, athletic prime goes to about 33. So
as a linebacker,
I don't see running backs doing that at 33.
Running backs
take a lot more punishment.
Yeah.
You running back getting double
at 29
all the time.
But remember, he's considered a linebacker by position, but he's technically an edge rusher in their defense.
Yeah.
So he's always moving forward. He's never on the,
He's always getting beat up. Like he's getting double and triple teamed all the time, JB.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like
just as bad.
I saw a lot of one-on-one last night. I did
too.
How long are we gonna use that as an excuse for him?
There's no excuse for me.
I just want to know. We say that all the time.
It's an aging front seven. You saw one guy shine last night.
He need the
Roquan 11 tackles.
They got to put a fire under him.
Well, supposedly on the offseason, he had a pep talk with the other guy that we had Terrence ask about, Eddie Jackson. Supposedly he had a one-on-one pep talk with him.
I remember that, yeah.
So did they both decide they were just going to mail it in, or what the hell? Because they both look bad. They both look bad.
I just don't like to grade and judge people on one game.
I understand.
No. Let's see
what his level is, his activity, how hard he played next game. Because, like I say, when you see
have back problems too. I mean, maybe
like he probably is wearing down. Like football is a tough sport. Like he probably just slowing down a little bit, but it's a lot of things going. Like he just had a bad game. Like I want to see what he's gonna play like a lot. Like I know I've been hearing like this. I have been hearing a lot of rumors about Khalil Mack make a lot of money. He ain't that same Khalil Mack like he used to be. Like when he
I heard they trying to get a first and a second next year for him, but that's a rumor.
Well, so the Raiders actually called them
a first and a second.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be mad. So they actually have a potential out. They have a potential out after this year. Next year, they can actually trade him, and it is like a $24 million dead cap, but they save quite a bit of money. Like
that is a lot, but they save that bonus money for our next player up front. That's what it is.
Yeah. So the cap hit is $30 million, and the dead cap is $24 million.
That's too much.
But
dang, that's
out for it, and
it so is. A
lot of people,
a lot of fucking money.
They got two major people to pay next year. So
this year, his dead cap is $38 million this year.
Yeah, no, you can't.
38.6. So next year, a lot of people are like, "Wait a minute, we can."
You got to perform. You got that goddamn much money.
Well,
you got to perform.
So they can actually save a little money. Yes, there is a lot of dead cap, but they can save some money in there, and the cap's going up like 30 or 40 million.
Yeah, it is going up.
So they'll make about half of it.
They can revamp the offense because, guys, this team is trending towards offense. I don't care what anybody says. That front seven is old.
Yeah.
Old.
But so a 30-year-old Khalil Mack right now, in my estimation, is only one team off the jump.
The Raiders already asked.
Khalil Mack trade. That's Denver.
The Raiders already asked.
I wouldn't do business with the Raiders, but that's personal.
I would.
Because
especially you get a first and a second.
I don't. This is not Gruden is cheap. He don't like to give stuff like that.
What you got personal against the Raiders?
I like the Raiders, but I'm saying, remember, John Gruden came in and said, we traded Khalil Mack. I never even had a conversation with him. So why all of a sudden you want him now?
Because they need pass rush.
Again.
But why you mad at that?
I would call Vic Fangio, and I would be like, what's happening?
Vic might.
Him and Vaughn. I know they would.
But he's also got some pretty good guys on his end, you know.
Wait,
he's got Von Miller. He's got
Chubb.
He's got a good defensive line anyway.
Definitely.
So you're
He doesn't
saying
really
a swap for you're saying a max swap for Von Miller?
No, I want
We'll
picks.
never do that.
I was about to say, get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
nah,
I don't
want
want
picks.
anything but picks for that.
I want picks, bro. Like, give me a first and a second. I'm thinking that's too little. I want like 2 first consecutive years, and even maybe like a throwing player.
You're not gonna get 2
for a 30-year-old.
You're probably gonna get a second and a third.
Yeah,
and
boy,
maybe
I
like
don't
a
know about all that, man.
A
I
first
don't
and a
know.
second for 30 over getting 30
No.
with a lot
You
of
might
That's
get-
why I act like we didn't see some unmarkable stuff. Like
We have.
I've
but-
seen Jared Allen, who I knew was on the scrap heap, get paid from us.
Yeah, that's us. Though.
You know what I'm saying? So,
Remember what team you're talking about, bud. So I'd say maybe a second, third, and a late swap of like a fifth and a sixth.
it's not. But AB, we don't even discuss if we don't get a 1. If we talking about trading him this year at 30, I have to get at least 1.
Well, you're not going to trade him until this offseason because
Correct.
they're out is next year.
But he just turned 30, I thought, right?
I don't know when his birthday is, but he's currently 30. I know that. I don't know his
So,
birthday, but
what would you do in this situation? Because here's the thing: 2 things we know for sure, 1 thing we know for certain. Somebody better give A-Rob some money next year, or he gone.
A-Rob's going to demand, and we've had this conversation, at least $20 million.
I would give him
At
18,
least.
17, 18 and say, hey, brother, like, let's work with me.
I think he'll take that too.
I think he's holding at
20.
20. But what was it that Alex
What do you
Brown
do?
said to us? Alex Brown said that we should give him like a 3-year, 75
Oh, right.
million,
Yes.
fully guaranteed deal.
Fully guaranteed, yeah.
I think it was 73 or 75 million, right?
Fully
Right.
guaranteed.
No, it wasn't that high because it was like 18.
It ended up being close to 20 million, but it was
Right.
under.
It was like 18 and a half, I think he said.
A-Rob's not a thank you, Bullets, for being you, man. He's not a top 5.
No, he's not a top. He is not a top 5.
He's like 7 or 8 to me.
Yeah, he's
And
not a top 5 receiver.
if he's playing like he did Sunday, he's not even
wait.
top 15 to me.
I say he
We're
like-
not even
he like a
bringing up
17.
that.
He like
Shit,
a
the
17.
quarterback couldn't even get him the damn ball.
He has
AB,
some
go back to that,
drops.
please. Go back to that.
That one?
Yeah, I didn't hear. What did his agent say? This is news to me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So what he's I can't remember who said it, but there was something on Twitter about the way they played, all that good stuff. And his agent actually got on Twitter and said 16 more games. Like, that's it, and then he's done, basically. Like they were speaking about how bad the offense was and some other
that's what I
stuff.
say, like,
And his agent got on there. Yep, his agent got on there and said 16 more games.
That's cool.
So
Bye.
I really don't think you're gonna. So you're gonna take that money. You're gonna trade A-Rob. Hicks is gone. Hicks has a 1-year deal.
Yeah, he got a 1-year
back,
deal.
Unless he comes back for pennies,
Okay.
he's gone. You
No,
also got
bye.
Bilal Nichols too.
But you got to
Bilal
pay
Nichols.
Roquan.
Let's
Well,
keep
that's
him.
it.
you gonna pay Roquan. You gotta pay
Roquan.
Roquan.
Hey,
Roquan
what
gotta
you
pay
doing?
him.
is the
You
only
gotta
like
pay
him.
guy
Roquan.
on that
You
defense.
gotta pay him.
Yeah.
There's
He
a
a
bunch of guys
player.
coming off the board. You got Roquan, you got Jalen Johnson. Start building. That's the way I look at that. Start
So
building.
we done got
Jalen Johnson and Roquan. That's it.
we done got way off track.
Yeah, we do.
Way
We always
off
do.
track.
We
So-
always do.
I'm gonna throw out one more name. Then I'm gonna say the Bears as a whole. But what the one last name I'm gonna throw out is Eddie Jackson.
Oh man, you doing? Oh man,
Oh my god!
I ain't gonna never be able to go to Chicago.
Yes, you will.
I can't
You'll
go.
be able to come out to Chicago, hang out with us.
Yeah, I
Hey,
don't-
just don't let nobody know you here. You're gonna be with us.
I can't go to none of the alum
You
games.
can go to Chicago, get a steak, give me
The
a
alumni games, boy, I'm gonna have to hide out. Boy, y'all trying to get me killed.
I love it.
Eddie Jackson, I would say. Ooh, I saw some bad. I saw a missed tackle on Cooper Kupp on the sideline.
I had that highlight play.
That was a bad missed tackle.
On 3rd and like 14 or something.
Olay. Yeah, it was, and he got a first down.
Yeah.
I think him and Marquis Christian, who was god awful,
I
they
didn't know.
both missed the tackle.
Hey, T, I didn't think he was gonna make the squad.
I didn't either.
I
I didn't either.
And
But
you had Graham sitting down.
I thought we were talking about Graham, and I was like, damn.
Know, man. It's
they're bleeding. They're bleeding at cornerback. They are bleeding.
Yeah, that's the way I feel, Bullets.
That's kind of what they did to Tolliver last year. Remember, because we thought Tolliver was going to be something.
Yeah.
And that just never panned. It's like,
and he was a buster.
I'm like,
so I'm gonna give Eddie Jackson. I hate to do it. Hey, if you watch it, brother, it's just I'm just telling my truth. Only reason I'm gonna give him a low, like D- F, because he one of the leaders of the defense. Like he one of the guys that's supposed to be one of the guys that the young guys and the defense look to. Like, and when you out there making plays, looking like a rookie, that's kind of So I was like, for this game, because I'm still gonna give him a chance to redeem himself. For this game, I gotta give him.
We're not talking about the season. We're only talking about this game.
I have to give him more.
I have to give him.
We're talking about
this
game.
I have to give him an F for what he did, and then I think I saw like what he was saying. Like he had to. I saw an interview where he said this season he had to show a different Eddie Jackson.
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, this what you put out the first game. This
no excuses is what he said.
This ain't the one we want to see.
Yeah,
I'm gonna change my number to 4 because I was the 4th round pick. Like,
I'm like, you saw it. I was like, man, I just read that article and I was thinking like, all right, let me see. And then I saw all those mistakes and I'm like, man, you sounded like the guy who that beat his wife and tell her, I'm a change, baby. not to make light of that, but I'm just saying, like, you like that guy, like, I'm sorry, baby, and buy flowers, and then by the night you mad because she didn't bake cookies right or something. Like,
he's already been drinking. He's in
like you already started drinking, get mad. So I was just like, man, I just read that article where you said, you have to show, you got to show, and you one of the leaders. So I had to give him an F on that because he made a couple, especially the first play. That was terrible. That was terrible. That was actually embarrassing. Like, dang, Bears. So I had to give him an F on that.
JB.
I'm gonna go with Warwick said for 500. Again, so sometimes you need to probably stay off of social media talking a lot of, you selling wolf tickets, because what I saw, that's what I expect rookie Eddie Jackson to do. Not just got paid, number change.
I was just gonna say, don't Eddie Jackson make a lot of money too?
Yeah, boy.
he's
a high paid safety.
He's a top 5 safety paid wise
in the league.
Yeah. Paid wise.
Yeah. Like he ain't Ed Reed.
Not like skill wise.
But what I saw last night reminded me of something that an old coach told for me years ago when I was in high school. If you don't want to play, don't talk. Because people will remember what you said and equate that to what you did.
Yeah, just like I did.
So he should have never opened his mouth, knowing that, like, to me, this game was the traditional old school third preseason game, how that used to play out. That's what I saw from this Bears team. But Eddie, next time you write a check that your butt can't cash.
Well, y'all go.
Hey, B, it's all you, man. What you got?
Oh, man.
I wish I could find the video, but I can't right now. So they had at training camp, video, about them, going through blah, blah, blah. And there was a video that I put on my Bears page about Eddie Jackson talking, I think it was Vildor, in the line about, oh, you worried about making tackles, man. You need to worry about making plays. No one's going to remember you, blah, blah. Nobody's going to like you if you don't make fucking tackles, Eddie. He's not making tackles. And then he's harping about ball hawking to other guys. Worry about your fundamentals first, and then let all the rest take care of itself. You're not going to be the same guy if you can't even tackle. He looks afraid. He looks afraid to tackle. He's timid. He just wants to be in position all the time so he can make those plays, but he's not even doing that. him and Gibson are not reading each other correctly, which is weird because it's their second year together. He's played better with other guys he played 1 year with than he has this year.
Right.
It's odd.
Right.
It's very odd to me. So the
But here's the
greatest
thing. For him to say ball hawking, but sometimes work, you know this, making the right tackle at the right time is making the play.
yes.
No, that's like tackle is the fundamental part of like the safety. Like the ball hawking is what you do when you take care of everything else. Like you're not gonna get those ball hawking interceptions big if you never force a team into where they gotta throw the ball deep to you. Like if you ain't tackling and they study getting short yardage and easy, they just gonna run the ball. Like you ain't gonna never like that's what I say. Like that's like a receiver that always wants you to throw the deep ball to him. Like we can't do that until we establish like a run game and a rhythm. Like you can't just always run a streak down the field.
I ain't going in cover 2, bro.
You can't always just be thinking about getting an interception when we need to tackle. Like that's the fundamental part of the game is you gotta the physical part of the game. Like the other stuff is the pretty stuff. Like but I'm a linebacker, so you know I'm gonna think that way. Like
you should.
You in the trenches, so you hit
they
this
should
first
all
line.
think that way. It shouldn't just be linebackers or tackles.
No,
the safeties need to feel the same way, man.
But the Bears defense has been like that. That's why I said like a lot of times that's how they played. Like they played like swarming. And
hey, I'll tell you what, people laugh at Chris Conte, but I guarantee you he'd have been back far enough. Those 2 plays would have never happened. Yeah, he was green, but he ain't getting
either. You want to know the other hot take I had today? I had people asking that question. Would you rather have Eddie Jackson or Chris Conte?
Right now?
Right now.
Give me Chris Conte.
Exactly. Why? Say it.
He gonna beat him deep.
He gonna do it. Yeah, he gonna.
And
you definitely ain't gonna beat him deep.
And he's gonna do his best to tackle. That's the thing that Major Wright said about him is that he goes hard and he at least gives that effort 100% of the time.
Somebody say flag.
So what grade are you giving Eddie Jackson?
I'm expelling him too.
Damn.
Done. He's got a potential out next year too, by the way.
Dean AB.
I didn't bring up his contract, but his contract has an out for next year too. So guess who else you could get the hell rid of?
Get his ass out.
Trade him.
He probably is going to
Matt.
be gone, actually.
Rebuild the defense next year and start focusing on offense. That's what I want to do. And also, please get rid of Nagy. Please.
So let me give my grade on Eddie Jackson real quick before we let Warrick go and get rid of some White Sox tickets.
Hey, we got to pay some
bills. Eddie Jackson looked real bad. Real bad, man. I mean, you were, like I said earlier, you were safety. You don't even have to know football. Just know the word safety. You keeping everything in front of you. You're keeping all of this safe. He didn't do that. Cooper Kupp blasted his ass. And the other safety, what's his name? Tayshaun Gibson. So
and missed tackles too.
And that was one play. Another play. How the fuck you gonna let a man get up and then go to the end zone? How the fuck you do that?
Jefferson.
You just go. Oh, hey, dog, go ahead. Go right ahead. How the fuck do you do that?
Oh no, I don't want to touch you.
Right, and it's like when Eddie Jackson, before he got paid, you know, he was always trying to position himself to get those INTs, and he did.
Yeah, he did. That's why he did.
Well, that's Vic Fangio doing that too.
But it seems like once he got paid, after he got paid, he was like, "Fuck it, I ain't doing nothing else. I'm good. I'm paid." Come on, man. I'm giving your ass an F plus, and I only give him a plus.
Why you gotta keep doing that?
Because he saved the touchdown. They scored the touchdown on the next play. But
about the Cooper Kupp when he tackled Cooper.
He grabbed his legs,
but he missed it in the beginning.
It was
anyway.
still Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
Yeah,
but then they scored on that next play.
Man.
That's the only reason. That's the only reason I give him a plus. Man. But he still gets an F. He was terrible, man. Oh my God, he was god awful. Stick to these, dog.
Please don't.
Just make this.
He's not gonna sell those either if he's playing that way.
Well, I mean,
all right, Terrence, hold on. I have a question for you. So, remember back 2018, right? Ball hawking crazy, right?
Yes.
And then he got a little worse the year after in 2019, and a little bit worse in 2020, right? And he's looking bad now. Do you think, by any chance, that the fact that that front seven is getting older and not as good at the pass rush might be exposing Eddie Jackson for who he really is?
Yes.
That's
yes.
kinda what I think.
Yes, I do.
But didn't he have
I don't think Eddie
didn't he have a
Jackson
couple
was
of
as good as
injuries, a little nagging injury here and there?
Yeah, but who doesn't?
But you can't blame it all on them.
No. So,
Eddie Jackson's still a pro.
like,
He's still a safety.
Yeah.
Why the fuck is the wide receiver like way behind you?
And they don't missing tackle, easy tackles and all that type of stuff don't have nothing.
Yes.
You're right. So
had somebody
Ward,
in the
if
chat.
I'm not mistaken, you would have never had to worry about Mike Brown and Tony Paris pulling that bull.
Oh yeah, they was about
Tony Parrish, man. He would. Oh my god.
Hey, look, they was about that life.
Yeah. Mike Brown,
Tony Paris knock your motherfucking mouth out.
Yeah. Mike Brown,
exactly what I'm talking.
Mike
about.
Brown used to knock his own self out.
I believe that.
You remember Mike Brown had concussions. He used to knock his own self out.
I watched Mike Brown in training camp have to get told to slow down because
Mike Brown, and he used to be a ball hawk. Mike Brown was a good player.
Yeah,
but Mike Brown used this. He used to play with his head. Like he knew where to be. He could read. He always knew like the route combinations, and when they line up, that receiver is 5 yards outside the numbers, or whenever he line up on top of the numbers, he run a curl or he run a slant. He gonna already be playing that. He played with his mind. He knew the game, and then the physical part was the easy part for Mike Brown. So
he instinctually knew what to do too on a lot of stuff. He knew when to crash the box. He knew when to sit back, And the thing with Eddie, just like this guy says right here, Chris Edgerton, Nick Saban benched him in college because he wasn't tackling. It's the same thing now. I think maybe he's just been exposed a little bit more because he can't hide behind that pass rush anymore. And he's not the guy that we thought he was initially whenever we paid him. Because
that's why I said everybody wants to say he's the next Ed Reed. And I said, pump your brakes. Like he
even does that.
Yeah.
He had a tweet he put out.
No, not Ed Reed.
Hell no.
Hey, Ward.
He had a tweet he put out about that.
I seen Ed Reed when I was in Cleveland that one year. Ed Reed won a game by himself one time. He had a kick out the end zone and ran all the way back.
That's what I'm like.
You could bank Ed Reed. You could bank Ed Reed on a pick six.
Like I said, I played with some great safeties. I played Mike Brown. I played with TP. I played. I saw Ed Reed play. I played with Sean Taylor in Washington.
Sean Taylor was my guy, man.
I played with Ryan Clark.
All right,
Washington before he went to Pittsburgh.
Yep.
And they both I done seen some safeties. And like I say, I'm not gonna throw the guy on the bus. Like I was a professional too. Like you have bad games, you might have one or two, but I want to see what type of fire. I want to see what type of fire they come out this next game.
I want to see him come back because this Bengals team is no joke. Like
the Bengals. That's why I say I want to see the Bengals because the Bengals actually are dangerous. They
Joe
got
Burrow can throw the ball.
Joe Mixon not playing. Jamar Chase not playing. Hell, Joe Burrow not playing. Like that's
T. Higgins.
I forgot about T. Higgins.
T. Higgins is no joke.
T. Higgins.
And you remember they still got Tyler Boyd. They still got Tyler Boyd. Yeah. He then dropped down to the third receiver, Tyler Boyd. So
he's fine. Yeah.
I want to see what they're gonna do this game. Like how they gonna play, how they gonna respond. Like this gonna tell a lot. This tells me how the defensive coordinator relate to him, like how he gonna talk to him and get him ready to play. How Khalil Mack and Eddie Jackson gonna take accountability and get that team ready to play. How Nagy gonna talk to the team and the whole team in general. Because, like I say, to win games in the NFL, you need everybody. It's not like the players do playing, but you need the coaches. The coaches do their job. The players do their job. So I just want to see this next game should tell a lot because they should be embarrassed. If you take away those 14 points, the first play and then that long Cooper Cup, that's 14 points.
That is.
Well, what's that? 20 points? That's 20 points now.
That's exactly what they said on my highlight reel at the end of the game. It was two plays that ruined that game.
Like when I was watching, I was like, those are two big plays, and those are two those are dumb plays, basically. Those are unnecessary dumb plays. Those type of plays is what kill you as a team. like those type of big plays, like the ones that like, come on, like all you had to do is touch him, and we still in the fight. Like you basically didn't touch him, and we didn't have no chance to stop him. We could have held him to a field goal, and it's a whole different game.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I want to see how they look after this game. And I think after this game, if Andy Dalton ain't still the same or ain't impressing, then I think that's when they're gonna start. You're gonna start hearing it. That's when you're gonna start hearing the whispers.
Game 3. Game 3.
Who was game 3?
Who was game 3?
Game 3 is Cleveland at Cleveland.
Nah,
hell no.
They're not gonna throw Justin Fields to Cleveland with Myles Garrett.
I might bet $10,000 on that game.
Denzel
because I know I'm gonna win.
No,
there's no way the Bears will win in that game.
No
way. But so Cincinnati is a team. Their offensive line isn't that great.
They not, but
that front seven should be teeing off on them.
So you saying Khalil Mack should have a great game?
You know what I mean.
I already know what you're trying to
say. Does Eddie Goldman play?
Same thing that me and JB got. I guess Warrick's in on it, man.
Like you saying Khalil Mack should, and I think I say he will.
He should be making a statement game.
You gonna be the one.
I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be. I told you, I'm gonna be the one playing devil's advocate. I'm gonna say.
Yeah, but that's the problem, Warrick, is that they'll do it against these average teams. But when we get to the big boys, they get embarrassed. It's the same thing as last year. Eddie Jackson wasn't tackling last year. They were playing bad against good teams last year. The only team they beat last year with a winning record was Tampa Bay, and that was before Tampa Bay figured out what Tampa Bay was.
Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, they beat.
Well, remember, it wasn't even that. Tom had a brain fart, thought it was third down, it was fourth down.
Yeah, because
that's really what had happened.
Yeah, that pass rush made him stupid.
Right. But let's not lose our focus here, fellas. Let's not lose our focus here. The Bengals just beat a division rival.
The Bengals, yeah. They beat the Vikings, but
the Vikings are explosive.
Mike Zimmer's on the hot seat.
Yeah, they're not looking at they're
not looking that good, buddy.
So
they invested a lot in that defense this year.
A lot of people feel the Vikings can beat the Bears on any given Sunday. I'm not taking the Bengals lightly.
Anybody can beat anybody on any given Sunday.
Yeah, you can spew that garbage if you want to, but I'm talking about facts.
That's true.
We cannot sit here and act like this is a gimme game against Cincinnati.
No, it's not. 100% not.
I don't say it's a gimme game. I say it's a good game that they're going to have to play.
They're going to have to show up.
They have an opportunity here with that weak O-line really to tee off. But, again, those freaking defensive backs are weak. They have to press. They have to figure out how to stop. And those two safeties back there are the key of the game to me. Those two have to not give up the big play and help those corners out, man, because those corners outside of Jalen Johnson just don't have it.
I tell you this, if Eddie Goldman does not play, I'm concerned.
I'm already concerned.
If Eddie Goldman plays, I think the Bears will win. I'm calling it 24-17. That's what I'm calling it. If Eddie Goldman plays, if Eddie Goldman doesn't play, I don't know. Wait, what?
Sherry, hang on. Yeah, I had to bring that back up. Sherry said the Vikings might be worse than the Lions. She's a Lions fan. All right, Warrick.
Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. Like, what are we talking?
They're not biting. They're not biting kneecaps in Minnesota.
Hey, watch out! You know Dan Campbell played at A&M with me.
Man, Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell was the tight end at A&M.
I forgot about that. Yeah,
we got drafted all at the same time.
Was he biting kneecaps then?
I wouldn't doubt it.
He was scrappy. Man. He was scrappy when he was. I saw that interview when he was talking about the fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was like, yeah, that's the Dan Campbell I know. Like
he was that type of player. People out. Y'all was putting people out.
Did you see the one where he was talking about like what he drinks in the morning? He has like 2 venti, Starbucks coffees and like a bunch of other like energy drinks. I'm like, how is that guy not have a heart attack?
Yeah, Dan Campbell. He was wired up. Let's just say that he came into A&M as a freshman, wired up from the beginning. He just one of them hard nosed, tough players where you tell him to go block a wall, he gonna run into
the wall.
He just one of them type of football players where he just do whatever it takes. He gonna scrap, he gonna get in the mud with you. Yeah. Like one of them type that you want on your team. So Yeah, I know exactly how you be talking. So I was like, yeah, I played with Dan
Yeah,
Campbell.
he's crazy. You know what, though? He did bring him back. They brought that game within 8 points.
Is it more that San Francisco was kind of shutting it down?
Maybe, but the fact that they fought and tried lets me know that he might have won that locker room because his guys gave effort.
They don't give up.
They gave more effort than we fucking did. I'll say that. My God.
They don't give up.
Wait a minute. The Packers? What about the Packers? You saw what they look like.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Like y'all talking? I saw someone they were saying.
You want to start talking about Aaron Rodgers?
Wait a minute. Hold up, though. Jameis was killing.
Famous Jameis.
He was killing.
And the running game was on point.
25% of his passes were touchdowns. That's sick. He didn't even have 150 yards. He had 148 yards.
But that's Jameis Winston too. Jameis Winston to me too. He have great games, and then he gonna have 2 bonehead games.
I don't think
that's his career too. But I'm like, if he can actually keep this up, he gonna have a great year. But the Jameis I know that I've been watching, he'll have great games where he'll throw 5 touchdowns, and then the next game he'll throw 5 interceptions.
Well, we gonna cross our fingers because I like Jameis, man. I like Jameis.
Too, you got Sean Payton, and he learned from Drew Brees how to get rid of it. And he said in his presser that his favorite play was one where he got rid of the ball. He just threw it away because he's never done that.
It's at that time too, at the quarterback, like he at that point where he should be mature enough, like to understand the game. Absolutely. Like the maturity at a quarterback is also important. That's why I
needs to calm down.
Yeah,
Sherry, you need to calm the hell
down. Relax. I saw that on Facebook too. Yeah. That was going to be my posted note, but
I've been trying to have this crazy.
The way the Packers look, they like the way the Bears look, and the Miami and the Vikings look. The Minnesota Vikings. It was like, is this a new NFC East?
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's nowhere near. No. I'm not even going to subscribe to that.
No, we just had a bad week. Had a bad week. That's it.
Yeah, okay, see y'all coming on my side. See, it was just
it's still a bad week.
I'm influencing y'all.
Trying to put it nicely.
I want to address something that might be a little bit of an elephant in the room based upon what we talked about earlier. The transition, Warrick, you saw Brett Favre.
Right.
You saw A-Rod.
Right.
We just had a conversation about the Bears defense mailing it in. If anybody mailed it in yesterday, it was Sunday, it was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Aaron Rodgers looked just like how his off season was. That's how he played, just like
he looked like he didn't do nothing.
Like it was just confusion, and it was like he didn't have like a good smooth off season. He went through all this stuff, and it looked just like that. Like he not in his comfortable like Aaron Rodgers. He didn't even look like Aaron Rodgers to me.
You know what I think about it? He didn't have the cohesion with his offense because no preseason.
Right.
I don't care what you say. I watched Tom Brady say he would have played the whole preseason game if Bruce Arians wanted him to.
Not just preseason.
He's got 2 rookies on that line, bro. No OTA. No OTA.
Nothing.
He's got 2 rookies on that line, if I'm not mistaken.
Bakhtiari and they center Corey Lindsey are out. So he had 2 rookies on that line. He spent 0 time with these guys other than practice. There was no cohesion. There was a lot of miscommunications. And Aaron looked disinterested. And then whenever he got pressured, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, that's what I say. He looked just like how his whole season was. Like he wasn't interested. Like I think he at that point where he kind of one foot in, 1 foot out of retiring. Like he kind of.
Well,
I bet he comes back next week against the Lions and blows it the hell up. The Packers have had these kind of games before. Like last year, they got their ass kicked by Tampa last year, and then after that, it was like they just went on a run. So I wouldn't count them out just yet.
Yeah,
as much as I want them to. I mean, I hate it.
I just said they look bad too. They look real bad too.
You just said he looked disinterested, and in my personal opinion, Aaron Rodgers on his worst day can do better than that.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of this equates to the fact, and Warrick, you can answer this better than all of us. The league now, there's just so many guys that they're sitting out of OTAs. They're sitting out of training camp games. You know, they're not playing preseason games. They're not ready.
Yeah, it's just
I just don't feel like they're ready. Like, am I wrong by saying that?
no. The league is definitely didn't change. I was watching college football, and every game I watched, I saw like 2 players getting kicked out every game, like targeting, hitting.
Yeah, that targeting shit.
Oh, last Saturday was horrible.
It was horrible.
And I'm like, I was like, the NFL didn't turn into like, it's basically turned to an offensive game. Like NFL is basically turned to like 7-on-7. Like they just want to see touchdowns.
Yeah.
Like no defenses. Defenses out when I played, it was like if you had on the helmet, you had defense. Like if you had your helmet on, you had all the defense you need. It wasn't no such thing as defenseless receivers and stuff. Like
there's no more two-a-days or anything like that.
Right. It just didn't change, which I understand they try and protect players. Which really they just try and protect their money that they didn't invest in players. If we want to be honest, we tired of seeing these players getting hurt. We want to protect.
Every player is an investment, but at the same time, Warrick, you have to. What's the word I'm looking? You have to callous your body, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to prepare for the league for now a 17-game season to be ready for these kind of things, right?
Yeah, no, you definitely have to play because, like you said, you gotta get your body ready to get hit. You gotta get your body ready to hit the ground so many times. You gotta remember, people always think about the games, but you gotta remember we practice Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's all year long. Your body has to get ready for that. Like you gotta basically, you probably got like 2 months off to rest your body, heal all wounds. And we used to have to get right back into lifting weights, running, starting right back at it. So it's really like a full-time job. Because once training camp started, we didn't have the stuff that they have now. Like we had 2 days, hidden.
I used to go to training camp when you guys were
goal line. Let's go. We like.
But you know what?
I used to be a Bourbonnais watching you.
Bourbonnais.
I know. Like,
but it's so crazy how back when you all used to actually hit and prepare, there was way less catastrophic injuries.
That's what I'm getting
now,
but.
Go ahead.
No. Well, okay. So in saying that, the way that people tackle is a lot different.
Yeah.
A lot different, JB, because now you can't go at a guy head up.
Yeah.
With your shoulder even sometimes because you're going to kind of knock them, and if they lower their head down, that's a 15-yard penalty.
So that's the worst rule ever. If you're targeting somebody or spearing like old school Chuck Cecil.
Yeah,
that's different,
right?
But if you're coming in shoulder exposed and he lowers his pad level, that's not your fault, Warrick.
Yeah.
That's not your fault. Like we got to start. Like the league needs to change that. And any player that I've ever known personally or heard talk says, "Hit me up here. Do not take my legs or knees out."
Yeah. I mean, that was like an unwritten rule when I played. Like. Don't cut. We really didn't cut people. Only people cut legs was like DBs, like cornerbacks. Like anybody else know, I'm tackling you up high. We going
right. I'm gonna give you a chance.
Yeah, man on man. We just hitting. Like I'm not gonna. I was a linebacker. Like I'm not taking your legs out. I'm hitting you up top, and if you give me, you give me, and I'm gonna be back for the next play.
That's the way it should be.
That's just how it was. But the way it is now, they try and protect you. But it's really just didn't change the game because now guys can't be aggressive. Like you can't tackle like you used to. You can't go full speed because you really got to tackle under control. You got to make sure you don't put your head in it. You can't. No part of your helmet could touch the other guy's helmet. Like
which is
garbage. That's hard to do.
You know
and look how many ACL and Achilles injuries, MCL injuries that are happening now because of the change.
Exactly what I was gonna say, JB. Like, it's 100%.
Hey, again.
Yeah, dude. Like it's like record breaking for a while how bad it was, man. But
yeah, it's just
what it is.
The game.
Okay.
The game has changed.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do this. Give me a score for Sunday. Bears and Bengals. It's scored. That's all I want. Score.
And Warrick, if you get it right, you got to come back with us and you got to boast about it.
All right. Hey, before I give you the score, I'm gonna say this is my request for y'all, and thank y'all for having me. I know it's been we've been on talking for a while. Please get Roosevelt Colvin on here.
Oh, buddy,
can you make that happen?
I'm gonna reach out to him after I get off, and I'm gonna tell him.
I wouldn't mind you even coming out with him.
Like Rosie, if you see, I'm more kind of laid back, kind of quiet, kind of just talk. If y'all want a real person that's gonna clown and tell you all that,
you've been great about this. No, you've been great, man.
But Rosie, and if you get both of us together, now y'all have something.
Man, that is what we want. Both of y'all at the same time.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit him after this, and I'm gonna tell him, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?" And I know Rosie, he'll do it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask him. Okay, so what score?
Yeah.
Do I have to say? Do I have to say the Bears?
I'm a little hesitant. You are about like you're the most.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to say
careful guy we've had on here the whole time, man.
All right,
like,
I'm gonna say.
I don't know if I want to say it, man.
I'm gonna say
man.
if the Bears play, if the Bears come to play on defense,
not a if, no, not a if.
Okay, they have to come to play. Okay,
there you go.
I would say the score is gonna be. I'm gonna go. Ooh,
Speak from your head.
I'm gonna say
not your heart. Just
28-24 Bears.
Oh, 28-24. I like
28.
No, I like that.
You're gonna put up 28
if they come to play. But see what I'm saying. I don't want to say it because I don't want to be that guy, but
you got to, buddy.
I say 28-24, and I'm saying that game. I'm saying that score could go both ways depending on how the Bears gonna play. The Bears could do that, but if they don't play good, I say the Bengals gonna beat 28-24. But I want the Bears to play because I just don't. I think the Bears defense, but they offense scare me. It's just the offense. It's just that they dink and dunk so much. But I say if the defense come to play, then they'll score more because they'll slow the Bengals down. So 28-24 is what I'm saying.
Okay. I like that.
So 28-24 either way.
I want to say that, but I'm gonna go. I'm a Bears. I'm on the Bears podcast. Bears 28-24. 28-24.
I'm just telling you now.
I think this game could go both ways, really.
Just because you're on a Bears podcast doesn't mean you have to be a Bears fan right now, buddy. You could be a realist, man.
I say the game could go both ways. If the Bears that showed up against the Rams show up, it's gonna be the other way around. And you
flipping it, yeah. I
will flip it.
Of course, Sherry's saying
because I think the Rams they're a better team than the Bengals, so I think the Bears actually could score more points. And if they start running the ball more, they can control the clock. And if the defense come to play, they'll score more points on the Bengals to me because I'm not scared of the Bengals defense. Like the Bengals,
there you go. See,
their defense don't scare me. It's their offense. So if you can slow their offense down, and the Bears can control it with the run and do what they're supposed to, then. I think Justin Fields is gonna play more. They're gonna put Justin Fields in more. I think.
Absolutely.
JB, what you got?
I got 23-17 Bears, and I'll tell you why. For one, I think this is the day that they unleash the beast. Sean Desai gets that Fangio vibe going on. We see AB. We talked about that 4-4, that 4-4-3. I think they unveil it this week.
I hope so.
I think they do. For one, you can't let Joe Mixon get loose. Joe Mixon, a lot of people may not remember, Joe Mixon's a problem.
You just said he's not playing.
No, Joe Mixon.
You just said Joe Mixon.
You did say that,
playing.
but that's not what you meant.
That's not what I meant. No, like Joe Mixon not playing like he's a problem.
Yeah, he said he ain't playing like he ain't playing around.
He said the same thing.
So it was slang. Yeah. I just didn't get it.
He said the same thing.
My fault. It went over my head.
Yeah.
Right. So
the same thing.
Same thing. And then the thing that I'm looking for right now is because we know Joe Burrow just proved he likes Jamar Chase.
Oh, yeah. He had 100 yards.
Yeah.
He had 100 yards.
He likes Jamar Chase.
And he won a championship with him.
So now Sean Desai has to – Jalen Johnson, you got – it's money time. It's go time. But like I said, I also feel David Montgomery going to have a nice game. And I also feel you got to get that kicker involved, Nagy. Get into the field goal situations and get some points on the board. So
you, AB,
23-17.
23-17.
2 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
Yeah, he say Bears.
3 field goals. 2 touchdowns, 3 field goals.
Okay. So it's on me. I'll tell you now. There's a very big divide about a lot of this to me, and Eddie Goldman is a huge factor with JB. Just like you said, he's a massive factor to me. I would say that there's a big divide because you have the fact that they got beat deep a lot last week. And you know they're going to be keying on that. You know they're not going to want to play that off. But you've got Mixon, and he ran the ball 29 times last week.
29, yes.
That's a lot. So I see them predicating this exactly like this. They're going to run the ball. They're going to use what we should have done, use play action, open up their passing game, and get down the field. But the key is Sean Desai going to stay true to not getting beat deep and letting them have the underneath? And that's why I say Eddie Goldman. If Eddie Goldman's playing, it's a massive part because if he's playing, he can lock down the run. If he's not, that could be a problem. So I still think, even though all that happens, I still think the Bears can win this game. But on the offensive side of the ball, they have got to run the ball with Montgomery correctly. They have to see what they're giving them, and they have to take advantage of it and not have a set game plan going in and going, this is all we're going to do. That's it. They have to see what they're giving them, and they have to take advantage of it. I guarantee you they're going to run the same kind of sets that the Rams did. So you have Montgomery running up there, bully them up. I don't think that line will work.
This is a wrap it up box.
Okay. Well,
wrap it up box.
Then I'll say I think the score of this game will be 23-20 Bears. Yeah. And I could even go 23-22 Bears, just kind of
interesting.
Yeah. We close again.
That's close.
Very interesting. 23.
Oh, yeah. Now it's interesting. You told me to wrap it up, but now it's
yeah, I did tell you to wrap it up, but that's an interesting
I like to give reasons why I do things.
Okay.
I just don't blindly say shit like
blurt.
I don't blindly say shit either, but I don't write an essay without explaining.
Hey, you know what? Our fans like it, apparently, because they keep telling me they do.
So my score, 17-14 Bears.
Low ball.
17-14 Bears.
Wow. Okay. So you don't think they're going to maybe get a field goal? You don't think the Bengals get a field goal?
Yeah, no. But I do think finally Carroll will going to get some spin. Maybe towards the end of the game. I don't know. Of course, there's the podcast where we really don't know shit.
Well, apparently, Sherry says Team AB, so apparently somebody does.
Team AB, all right. Great. Wonderful.
Not for her.
But yeah, so 17-14, that's my score.
All right.
If you want to hear me give my reason why, I will jump on Saturday and give a reason why I say 17-14. If anybody even is interested, wants to hear that. Yeah.
Oh, another one. Chris says Team AB.
Team AB. Boy, you got a fan club, baby.
Are you saying right now that we're having a podcast Saturday?
Well, I mean, we could have like some sort of pop-up kind of thing where, we just jump on and explain.
I'm going to be live on Saturday.
You're at the brewery.
Well, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
But yeah. I'll jump in on my phone real quick and say hi.
Oh, okay. All right, cool. Well,
but anyway, sorry, Warrick.
No, you all right? Y'all okay?
Well, Warrick, it's been, man, this has been a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun.
You were great.
And you're very careful, very, you're like a wordsmith. You're very nice and use the right word.
You're the most careful guy we've ever had. I've talked to Bears players on other networks too. I'm telling you, you hold your P's and Q's better than anybody, man.
I just have respect for the game and the sport.
Which is
I have respect. I understand that it's a hard hustle. Like like we watched the game, like because now I'm a fan and I watch the game. Oh man, you should have made that play. But I know I was on that field at one point saying like, yeah, okay, you think it's you come home Cooper Cup. Let me see you run with him. Like it's a little different. So I understand like sometimes you make mistakes, sometimes you look terrible. Yeah. So I always give people a chance to show me, but like if you keep showing me the same product, then I have to say like, yeah, like you're not getting the job done. So
stop buying it.
Right. So for right now, it was the first game. I'm gonna give them the first game. We obviously know that the preseason, people really didn't get as much playing time in the preseason to get gelled together and stuff. So I'm gonna give the Bears a little grace, but I'm definitely gonna watch this game. Yeah. I'm definitely gonna watch this game real interested because I'm gonna watch all the stuff we talked about and see if they so.
So
you also want to go to those Bears golf alumni things.
Exactly. I was like, I want to come back to a game and not have to
get allowed.
So I don't want to get ran out the stadium. You're gonna have Eddie Jackson saying, "Oh yeah, I can't tackle." I'm gonna show you.
I actually told Major Wright. I actually told Major Wright to tell him personally. We said that to him before the season started. And he said he was going to tell him. I'm like, please tell him to even come on and explain to me why he's just falling off because we love him. We love the guy here, man. Like we want him to succeed, but we just don't know what it's going to take. So 28-24, right? We're holding you to it.
All right.
We'll have you back, and I'm
with Rosie.
I'm definitely going to work on Rosie. I'm going to work on him as soon as I get off with y'all. I'm going to work on Rosie.
I also have a Bear show starting on Thursday soon, and I got a pregame show. You're invited to that whenever you feel like to.
I appreciate it, man. Thank y'all for having me. Also, good luck to y'all, man. Y'all doing this. I like this.
Awesome. I'm glad, man.
I had to give you that because
awesome, dog.
Wonderful.
Thank you, man.
But yeah, Warrick. So I definitely will holler at you later.
Okay.
And also we have a fan who says, Mike Brown, you think you could hook us up?
Oh, Brownie? I'll reach out. Like I watched some of y'all podcasts. I saw y'all talk to Mike Green.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, y'all talk. All right, I like that. That's what I say. I like this fact that y'all talking to different guys. Like it's easy to pick the Urlachers and like the big name guys, but y'all talk to this like real bear stuff. Like y'all talking to guys,
yes sir,
real guys who like unsung heroes who did their job, played hard, and y'all give them respect.
Exactly.
And we got a lot of love for y'all, man. Like it wasn't just one man that made this happen. We got a lot of love for all 53.
Right. No,
we love
I
people that gave their all. We love people that gave their all and 100% on the field. Love the city on top of it. That's why we have guys like you on, man.
Yeah, no, that's real good, man. That's why I say I wish y'all the best, man. I hope y'all grow because this is awesome to have these type like guys like me who like I ain't talked about Bears football with nobody in a long time, so this just was fun.
You're always welcome back here.
Always, anytime, bro. Just jump in.
Anytime. Anytime.
And go, hey, what the hell y'all doing?
Period. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, Warrick.
All right.
I'll holler at you later, man.
All right.
Y'all thank you, sir. All right.
See you, Warrick.
All right. See you.
Peace.
Man, what a great. Wow.
Hey.
I'm speechless on that, man. He's fantastic.
Hey, what'd you say, T? Give
awesome, man.
A++.
A++ for
he said, give him a grade. A++.
Oh hell yeah! A+++++.
Warrick was fantastic, man.
That dude is great. He's a great dude, man. You can feel the energy.
I'm getting all the love.
He loves to talk football, man. Yeah, you are getting a lot of love, baby.
I'm happy Mom's got back on Facebook so we can understand who
she gave you love, T Nick.
No,
no, she don't.
She always give me love though. I'm talking about everybody else. They talking about Team AB. What about Team T Nick? What about Team JB?
I got my love. I'm okay.
I mean, like Team JB is like basically Team AB because him and I kind of have.
No, it ain't. That's two different things.
I'm the X Factor.
Yes, you're the X Factor. He's the stat man.
I'm actually very upset, guys, because in the beginning of the podcast, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like the past couple weeks, The second we go live, my internet just decides to go the hell out. I had 3 Zoom calls today, meetings up the ass on the internet, no problem. 2 minutes before show, just goes out.
Wow. I got booted today too, and I was like,
yeah. I saw that, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? With
CPS, but
yeah, you'll have that. But anyway, I think we got Sherry. I think she's biting at the chomp to get in.
Hey, she chomping at the bit to get in?
I think she is.
Don't we have 7 minutes? Come on.
We have some White Sox tickets to give away, don't we?
We do, but he ran out.
That's all right. I could do it.
Wait, don't we need to pay some bills with a certain commercial?
I think we do. And speaking of that, we got something to talk about with that because I might get something on Saturday.
There was a time when high standards prevailed, when excellent craftsmanship was displayed and treated with the utmost importance. Acquire the crisp, refreshing taste of Moore's Beer. Moore's Beer. Raise your standards.
I look still. What the fuck? What? I don't know what everybody else is, so I'll just I'm gonna give away these Sox tickets. So when do you get the Cubs? Never, man. Sorry, no Cubs tickets. The Cubs ain't even going to the playoffs.
Tell me, who asked for some Cubs tickets and why?
My man Keith talking about when you gonna have some Cubs tickets. Never, dog. Never.
Well done,
sorry, man.
You know what, Keith? I'll work on those Cubs tickets for.
AB, you go ahead and work on those.
Well, I actually could have had some for last Sunday, but it was opening weekend of the NFL season. I'm not missing that. I'm not missing that. There's no way. And no, it wasn't restroom break, Sherry. I had to go get a beer.
What kind of beer? What kind of beer?
I'll tell you what beer it wasn't.
Oh, come on, man.
Do I have to talk about it? Okay, so
he's close to getting one.
It is. So Saturday, guys, I am going to be in Lockport at Nick and Ivy Brewery for a 1252 show with Fred Hubner. They are actually making a beer after Fred, and I'm going to be there. We're going to do 50-50s and stuff like that. We're going to have a live show. We're going to have good times. And supposedly, maybe Terrence might show up with some Moors for me.
Oh, really?
Maybe
Damon, because we actually spoke with Damon.
It's
earlier.
more of a chance that I show up than he will.
He told me he would make it happen for me because he knows how much I want to try it.
Hold your breath on that, then. Hold your breath on that.
He's actually got a new IPA that I think Terrence got today.
He
right?
spoke about it. The honey wheat. Is that what you call it? What do you call it? Honey something?
Honey malt.
Honey malt.
And that's an IPA, right? Oh
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's pretty promising. I'm
AB, please do not hold your breath waiting on Damon to do anything.
If I don't get it this week, I might riot.
I'm gonna bring you some this week. What time is the thing?
AB, drop the info so we can come.
Yeah. So the live show's at 3.
I'll be there.
Okay.
At 3.
3 o'clock.
At Nick
I'll
and
be
Ivy
there.
Brewery in Lockport, Illinois.
Just send me the address and I'll come.
I will 100%. Anybody that wants to come, please reach out to me. I will give you the address. It's at 3 o'clock. We're gonna have a good time. Nick and Ivy Brewery. It's great beer, guys. It is really good beer. I've never had a bad drink there, and I'm honestly not even a brewery guy, and I started drinking there first, and man, I'll tell you what, he does not have a bad beer. He does not have a bad beer. So please come out, and hopefully I might get some Moore's beer on Saturday.
Well, I tell you what.
You'll
Pray
get
to
it.
the heavens.
You'll get it.
Pray to the heavens. And I'm not talking just some little piddly ass 4-pack. I want a damn keg. Like, I want as much as possible.
Oh, that won't be me.
You better have a crate full of that.
The way my budget is set up. The way my budget is set up.
It's all free. It's all free.
It's all right. It should be. But tell me where you getting that new honey malt from, because
I know where you got it from.
Man, I had to go to his house and get it.
Oh man,
we were talking.
So I had to drive all the way back to Bronzeville to get it.
He had to drive 15 minutes to go get free beer.
Not 15 minutes, dog. Not 15 minutes.
No, not if he was in Humboldt Park. He wasn't no 15 minutes.
No, I'm in Beverly, but it wasn't 15 minutes.
Yeah,
because he lives in Bronzeville, so it took me It took me like 20, so maybe 5 minutes more than 15.
You poor guy.
Poor guy. Poor gas tank.
So I just sent Sherry the invite because she needs to jump on because she's got a lot to talk about too, right?
She got 7 minutes.
All right. So before we even do that, let's give away some tickets. So we're going to have 3 questions. Why don't each of us come up with one?
I got you with all, are you talking about White Sox trivia?
Yeah, White Sox trivia. Each of us come up with one question. If anybody
I can give you 3 right now.
If anybody in the chat, no, we're gonna come up with one each.
Okay.
Anybody in the chat, if you are interested in playing trivia, getting on the screen and answering the questions with us, then please let me put my email in the chat.
Out. What happened to who should be up here trying to win?
Who's that?
Exactly who. I think Miss Sandra should be in here trying to win these tickets.
She already getting some tickets.
Hey, moms.
I think mom should be in here.
AB, our mom need to get in here.
I'm pretty sure mom deserves to get in here. Period.
She already getting some tickets, so she don't need to. She don't need to play trivia. Okay, so I put our email up in here, and
so should we go easy, medium, hard with the questions, or
that's a pretty good one.
Probably,
I have one, but it's nostalgic, so
probably like medium. I would think.
I've actually got 10 questions right now.
He said, "What's the questions?" We're not going to tell you the questions till you get in the chat, because we want to see your hands.
Keith?
We want to see your hands because you can't Google. If we tell you in the chat, you can Google it.
There you go.
No, so
I'm gonna send my buddy Keith because
send him the link. He's ready. Keith is ready.
He is. He's a great listener. He's on our Bears fans.
Does he want tickets? Does he want tickets?
He's a Chicago fan. He said, "Cuz, but he'll take some Sox tickets."
He said he's in Iowa, but he can hand them off.
Oh no!
See, no, I don't want nobody handing them off, buddy. Oh well. Well, I think we'll be waiting a while on this, Terrence, because I don't think anybody's jumping on this, buddy.
You never know, and if they don't, oh well.
Yeah. Well, lots of.
Well.
Look at Mom's finally gave you some love there.
Thank you, Moms. Appreciate you.
Okay, so he actually passed on him. So
okay,
move on.
Well, I'll hold him. Yeah, we can move on to the next. Where's Sherry? I thought Sherry was coming.
I had an easy question too. Dang,
she was in the bathroom. So I want to ask you guys my question just to see. So, what was the White Sox team name originally called?
Oh,
this is the one that you ain't gonna get. There's no way you'll get this.
Yeah, that's beyond me. We talking about 1800s.
I never would have gotten.
I definitely don't know. I surely don't know.
So they were actually called the Cornhuskers. The Seahawks City Cornhuskers of the West.
Oh, the Sioux City
Sioux City.
Cornhuskers.
They were a minor league.
I must say, I actually have heard that name before.
Yeah. They were a minor league under the parameters of the national agreement with the National League. And then in 1894, our buddy Charles Comiskey bought the Cornhuskers and moved them to St. Paul, Minnesota, where they became the St. Paul Saints. And then in 1900, he moved them to Armored Square, where they were the White Stockings, and then ended up shortening it up and calling them the White Sox. So,
by the way, the game is on October 3rd, Sunday.
He would have got it wrong anyway. He said Black Sox. He'd have had it wrong.
That's the scandal.
Yeah, that's after all that stuff happened. Yeah.
The game is October 3rd against the Detroit Tigers. Sunday, October 3rd. So
can we let Miss Green in?
She was in the bathroom. I've already invited her.
She says she's in the back room.
So since we asking questions, let me ask you two mine.
Okay.
She's not in the back. I don't see her.
So
she says she's in the waiting room.
Which of these players? I don't know what waiting room she's in.
She's not in this one.
I'm telling you, we can see you.
Which of these players was not on the White Sox? Julio Franco, Albert Bell, Dave Winfield.
Dave Winfield, easy.
Yeah.
There you go. Easy. Okay. What was yours, JB?
So I had two questions, one intermediate and then one just super, super easy. So the super, super easy one was who is the all-time home run leader in White Sox history? That's easy.
Greg Luzinski.
What? AB, did you hear him?
Wait a minute.
No, I didn't. What?
Wait a minute.
I said, who is the all-time home run leader in White Sox history? He said Greg Luzinski.
Wait a minute. No, Carlton Fisk, wasn't it?
Pudge?
Yeah.
No.
Who is it?
God. AB, do you know?
I didn't hear what y'all were saying. What? Sorry.
He struck out 3 straight pitches.
There she is.
I only said 2.
Man, stop.
One more time.
Who is the all-time home run leader in White Sox history? It's really easy.
All-time home run? It should be Frank Thomas, right?
Ding, 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 ding.
I don't even have to fucking cheat with Google on that. That's a simple one. He's got 600 home runs?
No. Well,
or almost 600, right?
It's 448 with the White Sox.
Yeah, but then he went to the A's, right? Yeah.
Right, but I'm just talking about strictly White Sox.
Come on.
See, Mom got it. Look. But then
you're a fan of the White Sox? You didn't know that?
Look, my other question was hard. There was a player that used to play for the White Sox named Rudy Law. What was his full nickname?
Oh, see, I don't know nothing about Rudy Law. Rudy Law? I don't even know when he played. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a White Sox connoisseur. I don't know everything about them, but what
was his name?
I'm gonna see if somebody want to answer first. Sherry, hi, Sherry.
Hey guys.
Hi, Sherry Bear.
Maybe somebody will answer.
I don't even know who that is. I'm just gonna look it up.
Ain't nobody gonna answer that shit, man. Only you know useless ass information like that.
I know the answer now, but
I'm giving them levels.
I don't know why people are just randomly putting out Paul Konerko, but I don't know what that's all about. I don't think anyone's getting that, but
no one's gonna get that shit, man.
Rudy Poop Law.
Yep.
Nobody was gonna get that shit, dude.
His middle name was actually Carl with a K. So
Rudy Poop Law. And I was saying, did you want an easy question or a hard question? Because guess what? Believe it or not, a lot of people either say Paul Konerko was the leader in home runs or Harold Baines.
I don't know how you cannot say Frank Thomas. I've
forget.
been watching Frank Thomas since he started there. But
Thank you. People forget. When he was a first baseman, not
he was
DH,
he was my favorite player, like when I was a kid. So okay, whatever. But,
hi, Share Bear.
Hi guys. So,
how you doing?
Good. I had you guys on my phone running around my condo all night, listening to your guests. I apparently never even entered the studio.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm in the back room, guys. I never entered.
I was messaging you like, hey, you know where you're at, right? Like,
and I'm like, no, I'm right here. I was like, oh shit, I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
Because she's telling us I'm here, and I'm like,
I'm here, guys. And I'm like, but obviously, I was having so much fun enjoying. Yeah. Actually, with my laptop, I had to scroll down to hit enter studio. I was like, I wasn't. I'm actually completely sober.
Well, why the hell are you completely sober?
I have my race on Saturday. I'm not drinking this week.
You race Saturday?
Yeah, I have a Spartan Beast in Indiana. So it's 14 miles and 30 some obstacles.
Like Tough Mudder?
Yeah, but they're the harder ones. Like you have to do 30 burpees if you don't complete an obstacle, and I race an age group, so you can't like help people either.
Yeah. And
hey, you can do that shit.
American Gladiators. What was I thinking?
You'll be better suited to do that shit than me. I drink too many of these.
Maybe 10 years ago.
I'll tell you what, I the last one I did was only a 10K. I had so many bruises because I'm so short. I'm 5'4", so when I'm jumping over like 6-7 foot walls, I have to like throw my whole body onto it.
Did you say only a 10K?
This one's a 23. This one's a 23K.
Ugh.
Jesus. Oh my gosh, Sherry, you are a freak, man. Good God.
When we go on them game shows, it's physical. I'm calling you.
Oh, absolutely. When we were at Summerfest, one of the little army booth thingies was having like push-up contests. My girlfriends were trying to see what the prize was to make me do it. I was like, I don't want to get sweaty.
We do want to win, though.
We're so competitive nature. Come on.
It is, and that's the thing. I couldn't half-ass it. But yeah,
is it here, Sherry?
No, it's down in Indiana, about 2.5 miles south of here.
Oh, 2.5 miles or 2.5 hours?
Hours, Jesus.
Hours. Okay.
Apparently, I can't do these shows sober.
That's what I said. Like, you need a drink.
I do. Oh man, don't worry, it'll be the last sober share one. But yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I got a shorter one in Texas in October, and then I'm done for the year.
Wow, nice.
Like a 5K in Texas. That'll be a quick little sprint.
So we haven't asked you this in a while. What's up with the track scene right now?
Oh man. So yeah.
Has our girl come back to play yet, or is she still hanging out?
entered so track season's officially over. The Diamond League circuit finished. So that was like the race in Eugene was a stop on the Diamond League. They did officially end it. But yeah, no, she raced in was it Brussels? Yeah, she raced in Brussels at 200. She didn't come in last, but it wasn't as competitive of a race. Yeah. So she did not. I mean, it was. Look,
she didn't impress, right?
No, she didn't embarrass herself, but she didn't impress. You know, she was. Yeah. If she takes it seriously, like a full-time job, with putting in the training, putting in the recovery, putting it in the mental part, and focusing on nutrition, I think she'll be phenomenal next year. If she thinks that she could just show up, this ain't college anymore. You can't just show up and. It'll tell. She has a few seasons to hopefully get that maturity up.
So Sherry, I heard that a young lady just ran a 10.78. And I forgot she's got a 3-part name, somebody hyphenated last name.
Oh yeah, our Jamaicans. Yeah, they've been running that shit all year. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price and Elaine Thompson. I'm forgetting her other lesson.
I think that was the one, because she's the head one, right?
Yeah, Elaine is the one that won the Olympics, that ran, honestly, probably the time that we saw in Oregon, I would say, is probably the fastest non-drug time we've ever seen.
Prior to the Olympics or after the Olympics?
After the one in and one in Eugene, it was probably it was like the second fastest time ever. And as much as we don't want to say it, FloJo was most likely doping. So it's probably the fastest non-drug.
Okay.
So do you know what the fastest 100-meter is ever?
For women?
Yeah.
Oh, well, FloJo.
No. Like ever. Like man.
I thought it was
Usain Bolt.
Was it like 9.87 or something crazy?
No, 9.
I know it was 9 something.
4. No, it's 9.6.
Down a little bit. 9.58.
Oh shit! Sorry, you're right. 9.58.
I knew it was 9 something.
You were close, but yeah. I was like,
yeah, no, that's right. I forgot about that one.
So we can get off of that, and our buddy Keith, we can get to that question in a minute. But I gotta ask you this, Sherry. What the hell are you thinking about saying that the NFC North is the NFC East now? We got to get in this conversation because what the hell did you like? You don't like. Okay, so look at those teams last year. None of them even got to 8-8, and you're telling me that you think the Packers are going to be, 7-9.
So here's the thing. I was look, it's an overreaction to week 1, right? I'm obviously kind of joking, but I'm not really joking, right? Our conference used to be one of the strongest conferences in the NFL. Right now, I don't see any team. I don't see any of us being a wild card contender. I think it's going to be whoever wins that division will get in, and that's going to be it. I don't see 2 teams from our division making the playoffs. The way the teams looked last weekend, garbage, in the nicest possible way. I got so bored watching Green Bay, I tried to assemble an office chair.
See, I actually...
It's not done. It didn't work very well.
Yeah. She said tried.
She tried.
I tried to show you. I hit my stopping point.
I actually enjoyed the Green Bay game because I loved watching Aaron Rodgers suffer. Like, that's me, though.
Yes, but when we're looking at the strength of our conference, they are supposed to be our leaders. And when your strongest team in your conference looks like that, it's the same reason as like a Penn State fan. As much as I hate to cheer for Ohio State, sometimes I have to because I like the strength of the conference, right? Yeah. You don't want to say, oh, we beat everyone and everyone sucked. You want to say we beat the best and, we are the best or we're the second best in the strongest conference, right? So you had the Vikings that fell to the Bengals. Vikings looked terrible. And as you saw, their offensive line had 70 yards of penalties just from false starts. And
false starts, yes.
That's what I was talking about with Warrick Holdman. I'm like, that line is horrible.
I know, yeah. Listen to the whole thing. You had the Lions being the Lions, which apparently in quarter 4, we actually looked like we could.
That's not say the Lions being the Lions because they came within 8 points after being down like 41-17 or something crazy like that.
Yeah, I wish I could. I was only watching games at home, but here's the thing: we know that the Lions are not going to be a contender this year. We just don't have a single wide receiver that can go deep, right? We don't have someone that's going to stretch the field. The only reason why we got back into the game is because the 49ers went to sleep. Well, and they went on cruise control.
They mailed it in.
They did. But here's the thing. The Lions might be pesky, a team, but we're not going to the playoffs, right? No one should think about us going to the playoffs. At the beginning of the season, I saw people thinking the Vikings might be
the Vikings were
a playoff possible wild card.
Pick. They were a dark horse pick.
They aren't. And then you got the Bears looking like, oh,
hot garbage.
So the one thing that I want to point out to you, Sherry, is this. 0-4, right, in the NFC North. With the Lions actually being the number 1 team currently as far as, with points and all that. That's
right.
Not means anything. But right now, the Lions technically are number 1. All of them.
I mean, it won't last long. Let's be real. But
at least in the NFC least, one team won. That was Philly. and they beat the shit out of excuse me, Mom. They
Yeah.
beat the mess out of Atlanta, 33-6.
And the Cowboys did not look bad at all.
The Cowboys
did not look bad. Washington almost beat the Chargers, who are not necessarily a good team, but they're not a bad team.
Check it out. I had a conversation with my man Curtis Clay. Greg Zuerlein didn't kick in training camp, didn't kick in preseason. I think he had a back surgery, AB, whatever. But he missed a 60-yarder. I think he missed like a 30-something yarder, and he makes an extra point. Hey, that's 7 points.
Yeah.
Dallas should have won that game.
I agree. I definitely agree. Can I address Diab though real quick? What
did he say? I missed it. What did he say?
He said,
put it back up.
I just want to say, like, so
really?
this is where it comes from. So basically, FloJo kind of came out of nowhere in '88 when she set all those records. She took over a whole half second off her 100 time and close to a second off her 200 time. She was drug tested about 17 times throughout that season. However, random drug testing, so the athletic integrity unit, that did not start until after '88. She retired right after the Olympics and right after she set those world records.
Right, because she didn't do 92.
Yeah. No, she retired right after '88 because they put in that off-season random testing. Once random testing came, she retired. It could have been a coincidence, but normally if someone at that age wins everything in the Olympics, sets the world records, why would you retire? And it's not just me. It is kind of like a semi-known thing. Not known, but it looks suspicious, right? She never failed a drug test, but there were no random tests going on. So you could easily dope in the 80s knowing when your tests were so you could get that off-season cycle.
Unless you're Ben Johnson.
Our friend Ben Johnson. But that just wanted to say that one. So that's why it's not really me talking on my ass. That's me kind of, saying what the track community is.
And God rest her soul because she's gone. So
absolutely. And so I hate to speak ill of the deceased. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's but sometimes you just kind of have to accept things for, it probably was what it was, right? But moving back onto football, and the puppy. Look at our little puppy. My dog turns 11 tomorrow, FYI. So make sure you guys send her.
Nala.
Yeah, she turns. Yeah, don't worry, she'll be dressed up. But it actually, and I know you guys rolled your eyes at my prediction for this Sunday. I thought about this a lot, and that's why I put, what I say, 27-22, kind of guess, but I really am thinking a 4 or 5 point spread on this game. And I do think the Bengals might actually take it.
It could happen. I mean,
it's a 4 point bet right now, right?
I think it's
3.5. 3.5.
3.5.
When I looked earlier today, it was 3.5. So, when Vegas gives you 3 for being the home team, right?
Not as much as they used to, but they still do it a little bit. It's not as
much not as much, but I am thinking that this was a home, field. Now, I really think the game is going to come down to what the Bears defensive line can do to stop the Bengals offense. If they can stop the Bengals offense, then I do think that 4 or 5 points will flip to the Bears. Mm-hmm. As I said in the comments, whenever it was an obvious run situation, the Bengals could not run the ball. When it was open playbook, that's how the Bengals work.
Yeah.
It's definitely, they have to spread. Like, they got Chase, they got Higgins, they have playmakers. They got Mixon who can do work on the outside. Mixing up the middle wasn't
working because
it wasn't working. They don't have the line. So it's really going to come down to, can they put that pressure on Burrow to stop the run game and put pressure on him to not allow it, to become this spread offense that the Bengals are going to need to use. Now the Bengals kicker, talk about someone that, they drafted the kicker, right? When do you draft a kicker?
He's a rookie and he's poised.
Yeah, he was the SEC all-time leader. So yeah, I mean, I think kicker wise,
fifth round, fifth or sixth round,
7th, I think.
So okay. Wait, what?
Apparently, my buddy Keith is going to bet us all $10, but I actually got the Bears too. So
I have the Bears too. Like
I'm
Keith,
the only one. Keith, I
Bears.
got you $10.
right,
Everyone
Keith.
sees it here. Keith and I, no point spread, just pure winner.
I
be at
will
the
hold
game.
Keith to that. I promise you.
And you can hold me,
I'm
and you
in
can hold me to
contact.
it too.
I am in contact with Keith all the time. I will totally make sure that happens.
Perfect. Yeah. Now I wouldn't put $50 on the Bengals, that's for sure, but I would put $10. Exactly. Yes, for fun.
This is the same offensive line that got him
Well,
hurt.
that means you ain't gonna get no $10. That means you ain't getting no $10.
Yeah, and it's Sherry. It's something I kind of alluded to before. For me, it's Eddie Goldman playing in that middle to stop Mixon because they're going to run the ball with him and they're going to use the run, later on to have the pass game work for them. And that's what I see. Is our coordinator going to really bite on that and start loading the box? That's when Joe Burrow is going to try to throw down the field. Hopefully our safeties play correctly today, but I can see it going either way.
Bears wide receiver versus Bengals secondary. I give the Bengals that matchup. The only matchup that I give the Bears is their defensive line versus Bengals O line. That's the only matchup I can give you guys.
Montgomery the advantage as well.
I
have to.
I agree. No, I agree completely. And that's a front seven that I'm not even sure is what it is anymore. So
we don't know what it is.
I'm actually saying that because watching.
It's not what it was.
Yeah, like I've watched the Bengals offensive line, and I'm less confident in them.
Yes.
Than I am our front seven, but I'm not very confident in our front seven either. So,
well, do we even know what the injury statuses are on both of the left tackles?
Borum's out.
Borum's out because
he's officially out.
Well, he was basically doubtful after the game.
After the game, but
you got Jason Peters.
He's questionable.
He's questionable still.
He's questionably something.
Because he had a quad strain.
He's questionably super big, if you ask me. He's questionably massive, if you ask me. But that doesn't translate.
He had a pancake. He did have a pancake
against a running linebacker.
Who's number 65? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Whitehair.
Yeah. He was the one that let Dalton just get annihilated on that 4th down sack.
I mean, what do you expect out of Aaron Donald?
I mean, but they said 75.
Didn't Aaron Donald put Jason Peters on his ass?
Yeah. No, he made him look lost in that play. So they actually put him on the corner, and
they put him in defensive end, and he
barely touched him. Like he jumped back and went forward and back, and he looked like he was a lost puppy.
Is that because of the injury? Is that because of the injury, or that's because of old age?
I think that's just matchup of talent. It's just not. He can't go all game long.
That is a shape.
I mean, do I have to say what it is? Like, do I really have to be the guy in this group?
No, I will.
Come on, guys.
Hey, AB.
He's 40. Okay, he's great. He's great for a 40-year-old. Most 40-year-olds that size can't do that.
He's in a shape. He's not in
NFL starting NFL left tackle shape,
right? Like, is that the word?
But he did have a pancake. He did have a very nice pancake. I had to
He probably had like 10 pancakes before the game.
Those are called crepes. We ain't talking.
He pancaked a linebacker who he kind of blindsided. Yeah,
he did.
I saw that hit.
I'm just trying to give him any inkling of inspiration.
That's he needs to get right. I mean, because just like we said, he was on a boat like a couple weeks ago, not doing anything. So
Larry Borum getting hurt.
Larry Borum. I was cheering for Larry Borum to play even before Peters got hurt.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah. Absolutely, and
I like Larry because he's not terrible.
Well, there's some things about Larry. So you know that Larry is the only player last year in the whole college football who didn't give up a pressure or a sack.
That I didn't know.
He's not a bad guy.
As I say, he's not. But he's not. I watch his technique. He's not terrible.
He lost a lot of weight.
Do you want to go to a restaurant where the food is not terrible?
We've been to some high-priced restaurants where the food is just.
We saw your post about LA, T-Nick, so we know about your food issues.
Do you want to go to a restaurant?
You really had to go there, didn't you?
Hey, AB, would you tell him? Where did we tell him to go? We told him. We told him.
Over and over and over.
You guys just keep talking about this.
I told you. I suggested Uber Eats. I mean, I would have looked. Are they on Grubhub?
No, Sherry.
Multiple times.
As a California guy, because I have family there, we told him where to go, and we told him exactly what to do.
We did. You even told him, and you're frozen briefly like that, but it was fine because you even told him how to order it correctly, and he still.
Yeah.
You told me how to order it.
Yes, he said animal style.
I told you everything you needed to know about this.
We basically ordered for you. You just had to go pick it up, and you didn't do it.
And just so all of our fans here understand what we're talking about, our buddy Terrence here went to California, and if anybody's been on the West Coast, you know there's one place to go for a fast food burger. And it's real simple, guys. Real easy. I mean, it's only the greatest fast food burger you can have on the planet. And Terrence was in probably walking distance of it and was like, oh, I'm going to go find these shitty tacos and then go and complain about it. And then as soon as everybody tells him what to do, he's going to say that it's fucking too expensive, even though he spent $7 for a taco.
I did go to Fat Burger.
We didn't tell you to go to Fat Burger.
I have been to Fat Burger.
Fat Burger that was a good burger.
But we didn't tell you to go there.
Fat Burger was convenient.
I also told you to go to Roscoe's.
I went to Roscoe's last time I was in LA. So I didn't want to do that again.
Gotcha.
So I went to Fat Burger. Fat Burger was great. And it was convenient. It was within like 10 minutes. In-N-Out Burger was not close to me. So In-N-Out Burger lost. Sorry, guys. But next time, I will go to In-N-Out Burger so I can taste it. And I hope it's not true to its name, In-N-Out.
It's in and out. It's you get in and get the best burger you're ever going to have, and you leave. That's bar none.
You should do a commercial for In-N-Out Burger. I swear to God. I would do a
commercial today.
It's like you own stock in In-N-Out Burger.
I would do one today for those guys.
We do commercials for Harold's pretty much every week, which you didn't ask our guest today about Harold's.
I know. I forgot.
Damn.
I forgot all about it.
Don't worry.
We're going to have him back. So.
Maybe he's still watching. Or if you're still watching, we need to know which Harold's you liked.
Harold's and pizza.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you didn't ask him about that.
He'll be back. Apparently with Rosie Colvin, too, supposedly.
Hey.
I mean, I don't know. I had to throw that little tidbit in whenever he said that. I was like,
I'm going to stay on him about Rosie.
Oh, you damn well better.
I'm going to stay on him about that.
You better.
Matter of fact, when I holler at him today, I'll be like, man, so what's up with Rosie?
He said Mike B, too.
What's up with Mike Brown and Rosie?
Brownie.
Oh, man.
Nebraska alum.
I love it. So, but anyway, though, so.
Yeah, talk about Bare Truth 9.
Getting back.
Bare Truth.
Put up that. His prior comment. Yeah.
Well,
Nike doesn't trust Laser enough to run the show. He doesn't.
That's going to be his downfall.
And Laser's not a bad play caller. That's the thing that kills me. Like, Bill Laser actually knows what he's doing.
Well, Laser sees what he knows his personnel. he knows.
Thank you.
He knows what's gonna work, and like it's just like last year with Mitch. I hate Mitch. I ain't talking about Mitch, but what Bill Lazor did was he goes, "Oh, I know his strengths. We're gonna have a run type offense." In my mind right now, I watched that Rams game and I had this weird idea about, kind of how the Ravens run their offense through Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
And they have a run predicated offense. A part of me was like, I think Justin Fields could do this with that same type of offense with Montgomery, and hopefully whenever Cohen comes back at week 6 or 7, and you got Damian Williams, like I think they could be a run-heavy offense and really make it work.
But that doesn't accentuate what Nagy supposedly does best, or what he brings to the table.
But that's the problem, is that I just looked at it and I was like, I wonder if they could run like a Ravens type offense with that group and maybe have some advantage, even because Justin Fields is a better thrower today than Lamar Jackson is.
Absolutely.
So I kind of saw that mold of that offense, and it kind of got me wondering. And I'm like, as much as I don't want to see Justin Fields running constantly, I don't think that would be a bad offense for him. I don't. That was my big question.
How you going to RPO, though?
Well, that's the thing, is that you've got Montgomery and Fields together on an RPO. That's a hell of a 1-2 punch to start with.
It is, but Nagy traditionally doesn't run RPO.
Well, and that's where I was like struggling with it, because I was like, well, Nagy's not going to let it happen. But if Bill Lazor maybe took over and Nagy had no way he could input on it and just let him hand him the keys and go, I think something like that might work.
So, AB, let me bring this up to you all. Sherry, Terrence, chime in. The last 2 seasons, one was 12-4. I'm sorry, let me accentuate. The 12-4 season and the last 8-8 season when we made the playoffs. When Bill Lazor made the call last season, those 5 games, that's the reason why we even came in contention for the playoffs.
Well, I'll let everybody else answer.
Well, you saw what I said in the comments earlier, that you guys making the playoffs last year was bad for your franchise, right? Because that extended Nagy at least another year or 2. So it was good in the sense of that you started winning these games, but you didn't make the playoffs on your own. You had a lot of help.
You had a lot of help.
A lot of every random weird ass shit that happened.
Arizona shit the bed.
That's who it was. Right. I was like, I couldn't remember who it was. Arizona, and then someone. There was.
Well, and also, okay, so that 4-game stretch where we're Bill Lazor, you had Jacksonville.
Yep.
You had Houston.
It was low tier.
You had the Lions.
Yep.
And I can't remember the last.
It was an out of conference game. It was low tier.
I can't remember the last one off the top of my head, but I know that all 4 teams they played had the bottom 4 defenses in the league.
And they were sub 500 record-wise.
Sub 500, and the bottom 4 defenses is what they played. So that, to me, is why. I mean, yes, Bill Lazor ran a good offense. But if that kind of stuff happened versus a good defense, I don't think it would have been as great a performance, and we wouldn't be so high on Bill Lazor calling plays.
JB,
he says Lazor isn't great. I'm not saying he is, but at least he knows the value of running the ball.
At least he tries to look.
Oh, y'all beat the Vikings on December 20th.
Restate your question. Restate your question for me. JB, you there?
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I'm here.
Restate that question.
So restate it. So right now, would it be in the Bears' best interest for Nagy to pull back and let Bill Lazor run more plays while Andy Dalton is still QB1? That's the best way I can rephrase it.
I don't think so, no.
Yes, I think so. I think that if Nagy wants to try to keep his job, that would be the best thing to do. Let go of calling plays. Just forget that shit. Just be the coach. Let the coordinators coordinate. You just be the coach. You round up the troops. You round up the coaches. You work on the game plan together. That's what you do.
Yes.
Let Bill Lazor do what he does, because evidently it proved effective. But as Sherry said, too late now. Why now? Why now? Shit, you fucking it up. But right now, yes, he needs to just go ahead and call the plays. Now he needs to let go.
So what kind of offense is he going to run with Dalton?
More of what you just said with so don't think of the Lamar Jackson Ravens offense.
Yeah.
Think of more of that Joe Flacco.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yes, with the non-mobile
350 yards. I need you to throw for 250, but timely.
Yeah.
Flacco was a definition of writing your playbook around your strengths.
Yes.
Flacco was, they did everything perfect. They knew what Flacco was good at, what Flacco was bad at, and that's what they did. They did not say, this is our system, and Flacco, you're going to go into it. They did everything correct. They took the most average quarterback and they made him into a Super Bowl MVP.
Average.
And that's the second time the Ravens have done that.
He went on the heater, he went on the heater of all heaters.
He did.
Outside of Eli.
I was going to say Nick Foles. Outside of Nick Foles.
That's a little different because he came in. He was like the relief pitcher that came in. Give me the
fair. But he was still, but it also helps for the QB to go on to have that confidence, right? When your offense is built for you and you don't feel like fans are ever going to boo you, you're not getting heckled, you don't lose the locker room. Confidence is a huge thing.
Allow me to say this. With Flacco and Dilfer, yes. With Foles, not so much, because they just came off of a dynamic. Remember, Carson Wentz was MVP consideration.
Yes, absolutely.
That changes things. But Eli Manning took 2 9-7 wild card teams to the Super Bowl. So his heater was a little bit, you know what I mean? His heater was we didn't see that coming.
I understand. Yeah. Their defenses were good.
NASCAR.
They had a pass rush, man. That Strahan, the JPP,
Jason Pierre-Paul,
those boys were coming all the time. And he had Plexico Burris. He had some big wide receivers that helped him. But man, that David Tyree catch, I'll never forget that. That was just stupid. It's insane.
And you know what? I tell people, I would love if we could have Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison is from here. He lives in Markham. He went to Marion. We're going to wrap it up, team.
I love how he's got this new thing now where he just pulls out a box whenever he's ready to stop.
All I see is him ordering too much from Amazon, man.
I agree.
But when you watch that David Tyree catch, Rodney Harrison went from trying to make the interception to trying to make the tackle. It was no, get that ball out his hand.
See, that's what you were talking about earlier with Eddie Jackson. Sometimes you got the ball hawk moment, but sometimes you need the tackle moment. That was a ball hawk moment for him.
That was a ball hawk moment.
He should have been beating the shit out of that.
No matter what. Yes.
Let's get to some shout outs.
I feel bad we didn't have Sherry on very
Get the hell out of here. Sherry can start. Share Bear.
Hey, I was in the comments for the whole interview, so I feel like I've been here the whole time, right? So shout out. I hate to say this, but my first shout out is to Rashid Davis. He did beat me in fantasy.
I saw you guys talking on Facebook.
I saw it. Oh, he didn't just go on Facebook. He went on everything.
He made damn sure to let you know what happened too.
It did. He had Tyreek Hill scored 41 points. I had
41. What league are you in?
We're in a PPR.
I was in the PPR. He scored 33 in my PPR.
We have a very robust PPR league. It's a higher scoring league. I had one wide receiver put up a goose egg. I had Chase on my bench. Then my running back got injured. It wasn't my best week. I went 2 for 1 in fantasy, and I did win my Survivor. I survived another week.
Yeah,
I picked the Rams. I think I'm going to pick the Browns this week. I'm not sure. But yeah, so shout out first to Rashid. God damn it, motherfucker. You beat me, but that's okay. I will always, give you props, even though you didn't an auto draft this year. If he watches this, hoping to have him back on. So that's my first shout out. After that, man, shout out to Stafford. Sorry. I can't help it. I cannot
know you're in
help
love with him
it.
now.
T, do you not have film of me from last year saying how much I love Stafford?
Like,
Jerry, we're not mad at that. We understand.
I do.
You were like
Yes.
all about getting a Rams Stafford jersey.
We
That might
understand.
be a little far. I don't know if I
my
can
God.
actually.
I saw
rock.
you say that.
I
so,
said it.
mean,
I really thought it. But 156 passer rating. It was look. This is what Stafford deserves. I watched him for years. He deserves this. Second shout out to Stafford. Third shout out. Top 10.
Yeah.
Big game against Auburn.
What's up with college football? Like, there are more AP top 25 teams losing this year than ever. Like there is a stat, like there is more AP top 25s losing this year than ever before.
Because so many people get rated just because of who they are. Like Texas coming out getting their ass whipped by Arkansas.
Yeah.
Nice.
And anybody watched the Iowa State game?
I didn't get to watch the end of it, but that was a pretty good game from what I saw. But USC coach got fired too. That's
did.
That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. But anyway, sorry.
That's fine. Right. Okay. So I got 3 shout outs. My 4th, obviously, to you guys. Much love. Thanks for bringing me in and then trying to get me in once I thought I was in, but I wasn't in.
Yes, you were in.
I was like, God, like I said, I was running around watching this interview.
You sent me a photo and I'm like,
Sherry, yeah. Oh, man. My natural hair color is blonde, so I do have blonde moments. Shout out to my chair that I haven't put together yet, that I started.
Shout out to your chair. We're gonna need a progress report about that chair, like a photo.
I think I need a friend. I think I need help. I did like
phone a friend.
I think I'm gonna need to phone this one in because I've been stuck on the same step for like 20 minutes.
I understand that completely.
I can't get it, and man, this is I
hate building shit.
Me too. I'm terrible at it.
I had to build my coffee table on my end table. Oh my god, it was hell.
I usually have people do it for me, but I was so bored. I was so bored from the game that I tried to build this goddamn chair.
During the game.
It ain't it. I was like, what can I do? Final shout out, Moore's, obviously, In-N-Out Burger, Harold's Chicken.
In-N-Out Burger. It's a hell of a good shout out.
Anybody Moore's, Harold's Chicken, or In-N-Out, we giving you free advertising. Holla at us.
Right?
That's all I'm saying.
On you, JB.
Oh, that's easy. Shout out to Miss Sandra, a.k.a. Moms. That's first and foremost.
Always.
Shout out to Warrick Holdman. Hey, when I tell you this is one of my favorite guests.
It's great.
Hey, because Marcus, I was ready to ask Marcus to come on out and move back, man. Like Marcus, he and the Shy, we had a great time. Hey, Warrick Holdman, bro.
He brought it.
Yeah. He brought it. And he gonna bring it again.
He's coming back.
I love that.
Friends.
I love that.
Friends.
Real for real.
Friends.
Hey,
how many of us
we
have
was talking about on location.
Friends.
You mess around and go to Houston and be on location because I like that man's energy.
I'm up for that one.
That's what's up.
I'm up.
Shout out to my family right here. You know, always,
buddy.
Shout out to SB. Shout out to Moore's because like this new beer, like I see big things coming from Moore's, and I want some of that honey malt.
Honey malt.
Terrence, I want some of that.
Gotcha.
Some of that.
Well, there's some things that we can talk about after about the Moore's guys. Man, we're doing big things with those boys. That's all
like
I
I
gotta
told
say.
you, AB, you need me, I'm there.
We're doing big things with these guys for sure.
I'm there.
Okay.
And that's all I got. And then shout out to our viewers, because guess what? If it's not for you, we wouldn't be here.
Nope.
So always shout out to our viewers. Hey, Cool Kennedy checked in. I ain't seen Cool Kennedy in like 3-4 weeks. Hey, shout out to Cool Kennedy. Love that guy.
Shout out that oil you need to get to put in your
Man, I was just gonna
chest.
say, do you need some WD-40?
You probably need to go get Sherry's chair and just bring it to your house.
My rocking chair is squeaking. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were squeaking like crazy.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah, that's all you heard.
Oh, that's another type of squeaking. You better cut it out.
Oh, stop that.
That's the bedpost squeak.
PG-13. PG-13.
Chicago Clubhouse After Dark.
Yeah. Clubhouse After Dark starts now. Viewer discretion is advised.
It's always advised.
Always advised here. So I guess it's my turn now.
Yep.
So first and foremost, man, I gotta say, Warrick Holdman, I agree with you, JB. Wow. I was very impressed with him. Awesome guy. Very hesitant about his answers. Little tiptoey a little bit, but had a blast with him. Shout out to my internet company for fucking sucking. Because every week my internet's fine. But then when whenever Tuesday night comes, like 5 minutes before the show, it decides that it's got a problem. I don't know what's up with that. I'm gonna take care of that. I'm waiting for fiber optic to come. It's coming.
It's in the Matrix.
I am switching as soon as fiber optic's available. Thanks a lot, Mediacom. Called you out. Anyway, let me get forward. So our fans, awesome. Again, thank you guys, everybody in the chat. Great time. You guys as well. Shout out to somebody that gave me a little love in here today.
That's me when I'm blonde.
Not to Terrence, to me. My buddy Chris, Team AB again. We're gonna make this a movement. Right, Terrence. He's like, yeah.
For sure.
He's like, yeah,
even though I don't get no love. But Mom gave me some love.
My buddy Keith says I suck. My buddy Keith says I suck, but I'll message him after this. But anyway, man, yeah, like awesome. Thank you guys again. Great show. Thank you to everybody. Absolutely happy. I'm happy that I get to do this, and I'm happy that I get to start my own shows pretty soon. I ordered my board this week. I just finished my intro, and it's pretty good. I'm not going to put it out on here yet. I'm going to wait, but I'm doing pregame Sunday on here and also on 1252. I don't have a set time, but I will let you guys know. I would say probably around 10:30 to 11 because we have a fantasy show that goes from 9 to usually about 10. So I'll be on roughly around there. Don't even know. Is this your
call-in show?
So I'm doing a pregame show on Sundays now.
Okay.
And that's not going to necessarily yet be a call-in. Just kind of have some people on just to talk about what the game's about. Maybe talk about some other games here and there, but solely about the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited about that. And I couldn't have done that also without you guys helping me out, letting me on here, letting me talk way too much. Thank you. Thank you guys for that. So I will let everybody know about that in this week. Figure it out. We'll get back to that. Lions Week, Sherry. Hopefully I'll be available Lions Week for my show. I will definitely have you on so you can talk your nonsense about your favorite team. I don't know why, but I'm going to pick you. Just because,
yay, your favorite Lions fan.
Just because you are now my favorite Lions.
The only Lions friend.
I'm pretty sure you are. Pretty sure you are.
Yay.
So, Terrence, on you, buddy.
Okay, well, I will bring up the rear, as always. My first shout out, I told this dude in LA, when I was there, I told him I'm gonna shout you out on the podcast. You might not listen, but I'm gonna shout you out anyway. So shout out to him. He was eating sand when I saw him. He was face down in the grass eating sand.
Well,
And
he's
then
not going to remember this.
no, he's not. And he's probably not going to watch the podcast either. But I said I was going to shout him out. Also, my man Aaron K, everybody in the chat, Anthony Walker. Sorry your question is a little too late, but next time we have him on, we'll ask him
Yeah,
that.
that was a lot late, buddy.
But shout out to everybody in the chat, especially Mom, showed me a little love. Nobody else did, but I love you all the same anyway. Thank you for watching. Wouldn't be a show without you. The lurkers too. You know, even though we can't see you, shout out to y'all. Shout out to my CCP family, Share Bear, JB, and AB. Wouldn't be a show without y'all either, man. Any family support? I think my cousin, Big L, I think he's watching. Shout out to you and the other family that's watching, but y'all lurking because nobody's saying shit. And of course, Warrick, awesome guest. Yeah, probably like shout out to all the guests we've had, but Warrick was a little different. He was very insightful, but very careful at the same time. It's like he didn't want to say anything bad. He just wants to get to those alumni golf outings. That's what that is. Yeah. He doesn't want to get yelled at. Like, man, why you say that about me?
If he sticks with us, he's gonna end up there anyway. I promise you that, man.
Okay.
Right. I fully intend on having him on my show as much as
AB,
possible.
the magic man. You gonna work magic. All right.
I'm gonna try. I have a golf outing with 1252 with a whole lot of guys. Hopefully October. We had to reschedule, but
you are like the plug man. Everything that somebody said, hey, look, well, you know, I'm doing this, so I'm doing
I already told Chris Harris I was gonna try to get him as the Bears coordinator.
Awesome. Awesome.
I'm gonna talk to people, man. That's what I do.
Okay. And I think that's Emilio. Was he in here?
Yes, he
Emilio
was.
in here. He commented quite a few times.
Hold on. Yes, where did he go? Because I saw him and I was like, wow.
I saw him in the chat, but was he physically in here?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. For like 15 minutes, he was patiently waiting.
He was waiting in the background. Yeah.
Well, we should have brought him in here. Next time, let's just bring him in here. I wasn't paying any attention.
I was, but
I didn't see
in the
it.
middle of work, and I was like, no.
I didn't see it, but
well.
Shout out to you, Emilio. Sorry we did you like that, man. We didn't mean to. And he actually has some big things brewing. He wants to do a pregame. He wants to start doing the pregame for the Bears games, halftime, and then postgame.
Emilio does.
Yeah, with us.
With us, okay.
With us. So and then Sean Sierra as well.
That's gonna be okay. We're gonna have to talk because I'm already doing that. So we might have to.
This might be something collaborative then. Because
yeah. I'm okay with that. I am. I'm 100% okay with that. I just if I'm doing it on this network, I'm okay with those guys hopping out on me. Sean, if Sean hears this, please come back on here because I love your takes, man. I would love to chop it up with you any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Next week, Tuesday, Ahmad Merritt, former Bears wide receiver, Ahmad Merritt.
That'll be a good one.
He will be on. And I know he's a lot of energy. I got the opportunity to meet him like maybe a couple months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a real cool dude. Yeah. So it's gonna be another good pod. Can't miss. And with that being said, I need another beer. So we've got to get the fuck out of here. So for Share Bear. My man JB, who knows every single stat from every single team since the 80s and 90s, basketball and football. My man AB, X Factor. I am T Nick, quarterback, point guard, coolest dude in the room. But I'm the only dude in the room.
Self-appointed.
We out!
Don't you leave, JB.